is Southland Conference football. Tonight from Husky Stadium in Houston, it's the Texas Southern Tigers versus the Houston Baptist Huskies. And good evening, everybody.
Especially the quarterback, and we'll talk about that throughout the game. But tonight for HBU, they've got to take care of business against TSU in the first one ever.
We'll come back with more on tonight's ball game. Texas Southern against Houston Baptist from Husky Stadium right after this timeout. We got 17 to 82. Okay. Come on, flip the dang thing. Back here at Husky Stadium as we get set for the opening kickoff for today's ball game. John, quarterback play is always important in a ball game, but tonight it's really important for both of these teams for a little bit different reasons. First for TSU, a new starting quarterback due to injury.
Yeah, and if you've heard the name Hurts over the last week or so, well, a variant is the Hurts you're going to see tonight. His brother Jalen just finished up game number 2 for Alabama this afternoon. But it's key for a variant. When you watch him, you see a lot of Jalen Hurts. When I watched him on film this week, Tom, I thought I was watching his brother. They look very similar, and that's going to be a key for TSU. Move the pocket a little bit, get him some off-schedule stuff, but ball handling is very key. You get amped up, you get anxious, got to do it.
As for the HBU Huskies, Tony Dawson makes his second start. He has to rebound from a tough performance, 10 of 19 a week ago. We'll come back with the opening kickoff right after this. We also have two more members of our crew working tonight's ballgame on the sidelines. We have Jeff Power and Ashley Prendergrass. Jeff, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I was talking to head coach Vic Sheely of HBU. He said the key is getting out to a quick start in the first quarter. They must play clean, no mistakes, no turnovers. That's a lot to ask after their game last week against Central Arkansas, but he feels they can get it done. He's excited about what his team can do. Also, keep an eye out for Garrett Dolan. He had 18 tackles last week. That was definitely one of the top records here for HBU this past week. Also down here on the field with us will be Ashley Prendergast. She is taking care of the TSU sideline.
Yeah, guys, on the Tigers ball side of things, I know you guys talked about Hurts being under center for the Tigers this evening. I spoke with Coach Cagewood before the game started, and he said this week at practice, they changed up the offense. It's going to have a completely different look than what they had at Prairie View A&M last week. We're going to have to wait till kickoff to see that in action. Until then, I'll send it back up to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. So we got both teams covered in tonight's contest. John, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to this. We've had Rice and Houston build as a Division I football rivalry for a long time. First time tonight on the FCF level, we have HBU and Texas Southern. I think this could be a great rivalry.
I love it. I wish we get this rivalry each and every year, but hopefully get a competitive 60 minutes tonight. That's the best way to get a rivalry going, is to have a good one tonight.
So TSU kicks it away. And it's Derek Medina deep in the end zone and taking a knee. And not bringing the ball back out for HBU was David Racine. So we will see Tony Dawson and the HBU offense take the field for the very first time in today's ball game. Dawson, as we mentioned in the open, a tough week last week against Central Arkansas in their opener, just 10 of 27 for 127 yards. No interceptions, but he was sacked 3 times.
Yeah, efficiency at the quarterback position is paramount at every single level of play. So we'll see how Tony steps up tonight. We'll see how Coach Healy takes that pressure off of him and puts it on his running backs.
Terrence Peters will be in the backfield with him, left shoulder. He gets the handoff on first down and finds some room off the right side. A little stiff arm will get close to first down yardage before Demetrius Johnson will wrestle him out of bounds, but a nice pickup on 1st and 10.
Terrence Peters with a little one-back gap play that he bounced to the outside, and we see HBU here going tempo, trying to put TSU on their heels quickly.
Quick throw on the outside, complete for the first down, and more. Coming up the sideline is Isaiah Hall, junior out of Burleson, Texas. So just like that, 2 big gains on first down.
Leading receiver last week against Central Arkansas. Get it to your playmakers out in space and force this. This is only the 2nd game of the year. Tackling is still not at a premium. So put it out there and let those DBs have to come up and make stops. They couldn't. First down for HBU.
See the Huskies starting lineup there as we get set to go. Inside run this time. And a big handoff to Bev Adson. Adson, the H-back. You see the TSU starting lineup. 4 men up on the front side. Couple of linebackers, and they'll play a lot of guys in coverage, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 33, Jarius Moore. Big game against Prairie View last week. Keep an eye on number 33.
On 2nd down, Peters bottled up at midfield.
Great stop there by Jamal Lucas. Number 27 is a heat-seeking missile. He put a hit on a Prairie View quarterback a couple of times last week as he came clean on A-gap blitzes. 27 and 33. And number 6, those 3 linebackers are going to be responsible for everything that HBU does in the run game. They're pretty stout up front, but those 3 linebackers, 27, 33, and 6, keep an eye on that group tonight against this run game.
Just 2 of 19 on 3rd down against Central Arkansas. Facing a 3rd down and 3 here. Dawson throws, caught inside the 40-yard line, fighting for extra yardage, still on his feet. And driving his way to the 38, maybe the 37-yard line is Wesley Lewis.
I talked to Coach Healy before the game, and the one thing he talked about, Tom, is length. 6'6". We got a bunch of small forwards out here playing wide receiver for the Huskies, and they're back at the line ready to go.
Quick throw on the outside for Hall and a bubble screen, and he'll be wrestled down by Demetrius Johnson, but a penalty marker is down on the far sideline. Referee Eddie Kelly and his crew working tonight's ball game. We'll hear from him and get the whistle.
Oh, he's trying to get his mic on. Here we go.
Outside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, it cut off a little bit, but defensive offside gives HBU a free 5 yards.
We talked about Dawson needing to get rolling early. Well, how do you do that, Tom? Give him some short, quick throws. Give him some easy reads. Get the ball to your playmakers. Throw the slant. Get him going. Play. Maybe not trying to get too cute, but they had a double cadence where they tried to see if TSU was going to move or stem their front, and they did. And so that's when they went back for a new play. Just took them a little time. Look, we're only in game number 2. You're still working out a few of the kinks, especially playing at home the first time. But a nice drive, as we talked about. Dawson taking the throws that are easy. The slant route to Lewis for the first down. The quick screens out to Hall. Now it's 1st and 5. You really have what you want right in front of you. I say give it to the fullback. We saw it the other night. Andy Janovitz for the Broncos go 25 yards. How about a little fullback belly here to run in the end zone? We'd like to see that.
Well, you've got Adjton up there as the semi-H-back. Fake the jet sweep, and Dawson's going to keep. Go out the backside, now give it to Peters. And Peters stays in bounds on the sideline, gives ground back to the 20.
He's got all kinds of room.
He's got a lot of blue jerseys to the 10, to the 5, and he's in for the score. What a crazy run by Terrence Peters.
I think he just ran about 150 yards, zigzag one side, came all the way back the other. He bounced to the left side, got over to the TSU sideline, and cut it all the way back, and his linemen were just hanging out, waiting for the next play, because if you're going tempo, you got the first down, they're ready to go. Well, he just ran all the way back, had a big blue wall, ran it in for a touchdown. A great run by Terrence Peters.
Peters' longest run against Central Arkansas was 19 yards. He put that to shame with a 34-yard run. It gives the Huskies the early 6-0 lead. And now Alex Chadwick on to try the point after out of the hold of David Duncan. Ball back and down, kick is up on the way, and the kick is good. So with 12 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the opening quarter, Houston Baptist takes the opening kickoff and marches 75 yards for a 7-0 lead. Houston Baptist with the early lead. You saw the handoff there. Dawson leading the way on the corner for Peters. And then Peters doing a nice job of staying in bounds at the 13, retreating back to his 20, and then out racing everybody to the far pylon for the score.
You often don't like to see your running back cross it all the way back across the formation, but he saw that big blue wall of offensive linemen and figured they could just pick off TSU defenders all the way, and Peters just took it on back all 53 yards the other way and got in the end zone. 7 plays, 75 yards. How about 3 big plays on that drive, picking up consecutive first downs all the way. Great way to start for this HBU offense, and Tony Dawson didn't have to make a ton of throws, but he made key throws. And then that Terrence Peters run, I know it won't be on SportsCenter, but my goodness.
That was a good one.
That run should be on somebody's top 10 tonight.
Jeremiah Credit at the far hash mark and Daquan Jones on the near hash mark for Texas Southern to await Chadwick's kick. The folks here at Husky Stadium fired up to see their boys go right down the field. Chadwick sends it away. And it'll be taken there by Credit. Credit stays on his feet across the 25. It'll be slung down at the 26-yard line.
He dribbled that like Allen Iverson. He took
a great hop.
He did. It took an excellent hop. You'll see this right here. Watch. He's going to shift the hands and then pops out of there and boom,
Whoop.
went right back into his lap. How fortunate there for TSU to get that one to pop right back into his hands. Allen Iverson would have crossed somebody over, though. You know, he might have done
Absolutely. Avarian Hurts leads the TSU Tigers to the line of scrimmage with 2 tight ends. The deep back is the young freshman who takes the handoff. And this is Tyler Cook with a stiff arm, and he'll be wrestled down just shy of the 35-yard line.
Actually, a nice job by HBU up front of stopping that one-back power, but very similar to the run by Terrence Peters. Backside pursuit. Where's your backside pursuit? It's getting pinned back inside. That forces the corner to have to come up and make the tackle there. Nice run to start off. Now you're 2nd and 1. I know it's a young quarterback, but stretch the field. HBU's camped in tight. Why not stretch the field on 2nd and 1?
Set a man in motion across the formation on 2nd down and 1. Cook has got it again. He's in the backfield and thrown for about a half-a-yard loss. Coming quickly across the line of scrimmage was Doran Turner, the outside linebacker from La Puente, California.
Double-digit tackles last week against Central Arkansas. He and Garrett Dolan are the key in the middle against this TSU offense.
There's Texas Southern starting lineup. Jimmy Williams anchors things in the middle. And your skill people. And it's number 3, Tyler Cook, who got the start over Woodard at the running back spot. Slot formation on 3rd down and 1. Cook again, hit in the backfield. Flag is down, buried back at the 25-yard line. And how about the rush across the line of scrimmage from the front 4 for HBU?
What a beautiful call by the defensive staff. We'll see what the flag is for. But a A-gap swap blitz. One linebacker went first, Dolan.
Number 62. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
Jimmy Williams, the center of the guilty party.
You'll see Garrett Dolan flash through and he gets tackled right there. And
He's still got a piece of him.
That allows everybody else in the blue jersey to fly to the football. And HBU's defense fired up after giving up a 9-yard run to start. A great stop pushing TSU back beyond the original line of scrimmage. Now we'll see what the punt return game can do. Special teams big in a game like this.
Usually, Donald Halstead is the punter, but this is Eric Medina. Little rugby style kick. Wobbles it out there across midfield. It'll take a Texas Southern bounce. And it'll go down to about the 32-yard line. So it worked out pretty well when all was said and done. They should pick up 43 yards on the punt with no return with 10:04 to play here in the opening quarter, and HBU on top 7-0.
As HBU takes the field, Tom, a quick second about TSU. It'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. With Avarian Hurts at quarterback, are they going to let the playbook open up for him as they move on? Or are they going to stay in 12 or 21 personnel and keep pounding the rock against HBU? It showed right there HBU's run defense ready to go.
Tony Dawson swings it on the outside for Peters, has a couple of blockers, gets across the 40. He'll be spun down near 1st down yardage at the 43-yard line.
We've been talking about the quick throws, the easy throws. That one is not as easy as it looks because that throw is perfect because you want to put it on that outside number, it's a single digit, but on that outside shoulder so that Peters can catch it on the run. He's got the momentum up the field. Great throw there by Dawson. Nice run, nice execution early on.
12-yard pickup, new set of downs. Inside handoff, and this time it is Craig Bell Jr. with a carry. Bell with 8 carries for 18 yards against Central Arkansas. Picks up a couple.
Tom, we'll probably see 3 running backs tonight for HBU. Talking to Coach before the game, he said keep an eye on number 5, B.J. Kelly. He's now healthy, so we may see him as well. But you've been hitting TSU with Peters. Now you come back with Bell and you pick up 5 on 1st down. 2nd and 5 is an offensive coordinator's dream.
Bell, a guy who runs inside the tackles and takes it and slants outside. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down tackled in TSU territory at the 47-yard line. Stop made there by Jamal Lucas.
Lucas is the guy to watch in that TSU defense, and he's taking on his shoulders now. Every run, for the most part, has been wide where they've had success, and Lucas has got to be key in getting out to those plays.
Third down and 1. Bell again right up the middle, and he'll get to the 45-yard line and move the sticks for the HBU Huskies.
Consecutive first downs. If you're going tempo, you need those first downs. Those are currency. That's like money to you because you continue to put the defense back on their heels. You see TSU trading out defensive linemen. Your offensive line's on a roll. Your offense is on a roll. Those first downs allow you to keep that tempo up.
Just across midfield, movement at the line of scrimmage. TSU hoping they were drawn offside because about 3 of them won at the same time.
Ogden was lined up that left tight end. He jumped as well. So it's a matter of who the Stripes saw on this one. I think they've got a solution here.
Eddie Kelly with false start.
A penalty. Still first down.
Saw it coming across very quickly in the middle. Was a player whose number does not appear on their roster. Number 93.
Here's the first negative situation for HBU's offense tonight. 1st and 15. We'll see what they handle, how they handle it.
Back in their own territory. Running play. We'll net a couple to about the 47-yard line. Craig Bell again with the carry. This seems to be his drive.
Not a ton of space up inside, Tom, but just cutting it down a little bit. You're now at 2nd and 12. Big play here for Tony Dawson. He's not been behind the chain tonight much.
Nope.
So this is a big down for him. And the HBU comes out in a 3-by-1 set. We'll see if they want to throw the ball against TSU here.
Keeps Bell in the backfield with him. 4-man rush, and Dawson's going to air it out far sideline and overthrew everybody. Intended receiver there was number 14, Ricardo Barnett.
Yeah, and he was tangled up there with number 19, Raheem McMorris. McMorris had a tough pass interference call against Prairie View last week. But why wouldn't you throw it to Barnett? He's 6'5". He's a small forward playing out there on the perimeter. And Coach talked about before the game, you know, these basketball players only want to play hoops. Hey, 6'5" guys are a dime a dozen in basketball. But as a receiver, there are people looking at that guy.
So now a big 3rd down and long. They try to throw it to Hall. Ball just a little bit wide to the outside. He's being covered by Johnson on the play, and it's going to be a punting situation for the Huskies.
More than likely, it was going to come up short on that 3rd down play. Not able to make the connection, but not a bad throw by Dawson there. Take what the defense gives you. I know it's 3rd down. You probably would have come up short of the sticks anyways, but now you can punt it deep into TSU territory.
Christian Guzman to punt. High, nose up spiral. Ball's going to hit at the 21-yard line and take a TSU bounce back to the 22. And that's where it'll be down. And the Tigers will have it for the 2nd time when we return. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to play opening quarter at Husky Stadium in Houston, where HBU leads TSU by 7.
Who's the guy in?
Flame Broil Burgers on the concourse here at Husky Stadium. Ooh, somebody want to send a couple up here?
Hey, come on. Couple. Come on, about 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
We're still in the first quarter.
Come on, man.
Hey, I ran my 3.5 miles today, Tom. I feel good.
All right. Texas Southern down 7-0. Starts 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line for the second time today. They'll come out and spread the offense. 3 receivers to the near side. Tyler Cook in the backfield. With a Varian Hurts rather. Hurts will roll it to the near sideline and throw this way and overthrow everybody. Intended receiver was Austin Watts. Coverage was Doran Turner.
A little pressure there by Andre Walker. The one thing you notice about HBU, they're not big up front. They average about 237 pounds on the front 4. What does TSU average on the O-line? 314. But you can see TSU trying to move the pocket, trying to give Hurts a different view, run a little flood route to the field. It didn't go, and now it's 2nd and 10.
Slot formation near side. Cook is the deep back. Fake the handoff, and Hurts has got a lot of room to throw. And he'll air it down the middle and incomplete. On the run was Bryson Cummings, freshman out of Mesquite Horn High School. Had inside position, the ball just a little wide.
Great ball handling there. You see Andre Walker, who just had the last pressure, was chasing the running back. And when you're the backside defensive end, you have cutback, counter, reverse, and bootleg. Well, that was bootleg, and that's why Hurts had a wide open throw. Hurts can throw the football. Both of them, he and his brother, can absolutely sling it, but he just missed Cummings right there. TSU misses Derek Griffin, the 6'7" wide receiver. They're all SWAC wide receiver tonight. So keep an eye on his wide receiver core and who steps up to make plays.
Cummings making the start for him in his position. 3rd down and 10, blitz coming. Hurts escapes, will tuck it and run. And he'll be run out of bounds shy of the first down at about the 27-yard line as LaTravion G forces him out of bounds there.
Excellent job by G, out in space. He knew the situation. He knew it was 3rd and 10. You see Hurts get out of the pocket. Walker with a little pressure. Watch G break down, use the sideline as his friend. The sideline is your 12th defender. You know it's 3rd and 10. Just make a solid play, and that's what he did. He gave up a few yards, but 4th and 6, you'll take that. Nice job there by G, out in open space against Varian Hurts.
Brandon Taylor awaits the punt, and this time it is the regular punter, Halstead, who puts it up in the air. High and short, will take a TSU bounce and go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. So good field position coming up here for HBU with 6:26 to play in the first, and the Huskies up by 7.
Tom, HBU coming out with the tempo, I think, has put TSU back on their heels. A better drive last drive for TSU. We'll see if they've kind of found a little bit of a groove, or if HBU continues to show some new wrinkles to them and really keep them on their heels for the rest of this first quarter.
So they mark it at the 38-yard line. Inside handoff Peters, and this time not much room as he is snowed under and rolled back on the play. Eli Nabusoshi and Jamal Lucas making the tackle.
Easy for you to say, Tom. We do have a flag. We'll see what it is.
I practiced.
Yes, number 32, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Legal shift against Adjton.
Yeah, HBU was not set on that play when the ball was snapped. The up-tempo got a little bit too fast there. TSU will take the penalty and make it 1st and 15.
So they'll adjust the offense now.
And we see B.J. Kelly come in the game for the first time. 3rd drive, 3rd different running back we've seen in the backfield next to Tony Dawson.
Kelly got dinged up in the preseason. Seeing his first action tonight. Dawson throws, and he has Lewis across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Tackle made there by Johnson, with Murphy helping out.
You'll see this, just a slant route, gonna run slant flat, and we're gonna read the outside linebacker, and he moves out to the flat, so we're gonna throw the slant right behind him. Great throw, excellent catch. Now you got a 2nd and 8 as opposed to 2nd and 15. You're in a pretty makeable situation with these next 2 downs.
Got half the yardage. Slot to the far side, delayed handoff, and here's Kelly looking for room on the far side. Turns the corner, and will be brought down right near midfield.
Ooh, he's He's got some juice. I can see why the coaching staff was really excited about B.J. Kelly. We've seen it from Terrence Peters, Craig Bell, and now you're seeing, watch it, cut right there. Cut out that inside foot, and now get those shoulders turned and get upfield. Excellent job by B.J. Kelly.
Archie Rice had to bring him down. Swing it to the outside. They're going to whistle the play dead behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like Hall caught that ball with his knee on the ground, with his knee down, which immediately ends that play right about there. If they're, okay, my first pet peeve of the night, Tom, the knee down in college. On a play like that, should he be down? The NFL, if the NFL does something right, I think it's that rule. Knees down, keep going if you have been touched.
Right. I think I'll buy in with you on that one.
All right, good.
Second down and long. Dawson with a play fake, and he is in trouble. Will scramble outside, throw it down the sideline, just threw it away. Good decision there. Sometimes the best decision is to just get rid of it and line up again, because nothing was going to happen good for HBU on that snap.
Yeah, absolutely. You live to see another down. I know it's going to be 3rd and 13, but not turning the ball over there in a situation where TSU's defense is flowing that way. Guy can pick it off. He's got momentum going the other way. Throw it away. Live to see 3rd down.
So 3rd and long coming up here for the Huskies. 3rd and 13 from their own 47. And Dawson will throw. That was the man in motion on the run. Brandon Taylor, but stopped right back near the original line of scrimmage at midfield, and it'll be a punting situation coming up for HBU.
Just a little pivot route here. Throws it to him a little high where he could not get his momentum going upfield, but TSU in great position. Look, 3rd and 13, throw a little circle route like that, a little pivot route like that. Should come up, wrap him up, and you're done.
Now see if Guzman can pin TSU deep inside their own 20. High, a wobbling kick. Fair catch. Made there by Austin Watts at the 16-yard line. It'll bring us to an official's timeout. 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go. Opening quarter at Husky Stadium. HBU with a 7-0 lead over TSU. Three minutes, 53 seconds to go, opening quarter. HBU scored on the opening drive of the ball game on a 75-yard march. Since then, we've exchanged punts, 2 each way. Now for the 3rd time, Texas Southern gets a hold of the ball deep in their own territory at the 16-yard line. Slot formation coming out to the near side with Cummings and Watts. Run play and nothing doing for Tyler Cook. Hit almost immediately, getting the handoff from Hurts.
Andre Walker on the stunt. You could see both linebackers show on the weak side, on the right side, and they ran opposite, but it didn't matter because Walker had an open lane right there to the running back for a tackle for a loss. Andre Walker, the freshman out of Slidell, a true freshman, making his presence known, his second game in his college career.
Again, slot formation to the near side. And now Michael Haywood and the TSU Tigers want to call a timeout.
Timeout. Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's been almost 6 years for Haywood, the last time he coached, before lining up on Sunday in the Labor Day Classic against Prairie View. And he said it was kind of an emotional experience, and a lot of the credit for him getting back into coaching, because he told me earlier this week that he pretty well had given up on the possibilities of getting back in the game. Go to his mother and his 7-year-old son, little Mike. He said the reason is his son kept coming home all the time, and his friends dads were asking, when's your dad gonna get back into coaching all the time? He kept bugging him.
The kids love it. Coaches talk about it all the time. Oh, I'm away from my family, I'm away from my family. When you're a kid, and I speak as being one, a coach's kid, you love to see your dad out there coaching. I was so happy to see Mike Haywood over at TSU to get back into the game, because I think he can be a good leader and mentor of young adults, and I think he's in a great spot at TSU, building that program back up.
Empty backfield now on 2nd down and 12 for Hurts. 4-man rush, throw it outside, and dropped on the outside. Coming out quickly to try and take that at the bubble screen was Daquan Jones, but he forgot to take the ball with him.
Yeah, a little tunnel screen right there. They had number 74, Drew Moore, the right tackle, gonna take the corner out, and then receiver is going to turn right behind him, had a little bit of open room. But we talked about this already tonight. Hurts has a cannon. I was down on the field watching him throw the football. I'm standing a few feet away from him, and that ball is humming out of his hand. He hits you in the chest with it. You got to hang on to that thing. It might sting a little bit. He might leave the cross on you, but you've got to catch that thing and make a play.
So now it's 3rd down and 12. And penalty markers. There might be a false start against TSU. The Tigers looking for their first down of the game.
False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
The right tackle, Jalil Mathis-Ellis, the guilty party, junior out of Atlanta, 6'3" and 315.
Offensive linemen hate for us to talk about him, Tom. They hate it. Because most of the time you're not talking about him doing something good.
Good, yes.
They hate it.
So now it's 3rd and a real long, 17 yards. They need to get all the way out to the 26-yard line. Hurts in trouble, scrambling. Throwing on the run, almost a one-handed catch on the outside for Tracy Johnson.
Looks like we're going to have
a marker
flag.
is down.
Yeah, that's going to be on Chris Hardiman. Looked more like holding than it was pass interference, but we'll see. See what we got here as the officials converge. You saw HBU.
Big Shealy there looking over, just studying it, saying, you can't do that on 3rd and long.
Especially when you throw it short of the stick.
Right.
When you throw it short of the sticks.
Let him catch it, bring him down, get the punt.
Quarterback on the move again, but you saw HBU. We're going to get the call here.
Ferris, defense, number 21. Spot 5, automatic, first down.
Watch it here, they get tangled up. Then he gets out of the picture. They were tangled up again.
I don't know. Oh, Tom, I'm a former defensive back, so I'm going to side always with the defensive back. I don't know that I saw a whole lot there. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving on both sides. But Chris Hardiman's going to get dinged, the transfer out of Oklahoma State, who hustles over to the other side to get set up.
Spot foul, so it goes to the 18-yard line, but a new set of downs. So that's the first down for TSU, and it comes via penalty. And Cook still cannot find any running room once again. Rolled over in the middle as the linebacking core of Turner and Dolan team up to make the stop.
Man, Garrett Dolan is quick to read and quick to react. You can see him read it perfectly. Great edge support there by outside linebacker Turner. And then you see Dolan make the play with Turner helping out. But great edge support there by the outside linebacker for HBU. Great job turning it back in by Cody Moncourt turning it back into his linebackers and setting up a 2nd and long.
Linebackers definitely the strength of this HBU defense. 2nd down and 11. Spread formation with 2 receivers to either side for Hurts. Has to dance away from pressure, throws on the run, and complete up at the 31-yard line. It was Larry Clark III making the diving effort.
HBU brought 3 with the pressure, but you could see number 8, Terrence Manderville, playing sort of a spy on Averion Hurts. As Hurts started to move to his right, you saw Manderville not even really rushing, but floating in the area. He may have been the spy on Hurts. We'll keep an eye on that. That scheme against Hurts is probably a good one, but who is going to be that spy? It might be Dolan sometimes. That time it looked like it was Manderville tracking number 2.
Manderville, the defensive end out of La Puente, California, and Citrus College. So now another 3rd down situation coming up for TSU, and it's 3rd and long again. 4-man rush. Hurts from the pocket, throws on the outside. It's caught, but well short of the 1st down by Tracy Johnson Jr. Gain of only 6 yards on the play. It'll be another punting situation for the Tigers.
This is how Chris Hardiman wanted to do it the first time. On that 3rd down, same receiver, same defensive back. This time he timed it up perfectly, let the receiver make the catch, and then popped him right there, short of the 1st down. Again, HBU getting off the field. Now, the offense has to do something with this great field position. We've seen this before in games. If you don't do anything with great field position, it comes back to bite you in the end.
Halstead's kick.
Good punt.
Towering kick this time. Driving Taylor all the way back to his 31-yard line, and he is buried there. Special teams tackle made by Eric Williams.
Flying down the field. Look at Eric Williams making special teams play. He gets a helmet sticker. I'm giving out helmet stickers all night. Look at this hustle down. First of all, what a great punt. What an excellent punt, but you had 2 gunners down there making a play and giving, well, this is the worst field position HBU has had, but over the last couple of drives, they've started at the 35, 40-yard line. Now they're at least pushed back to the 28 as Dawson comes back out to lead the offense.
This is their worst position since the opening drive, which they took at the 25 after the touchback on the kickoff. Man to either shoulder. This is Adstead up the middle. And the big fella rumbles for 6 out to the 34-yard line.
He watched that Broncos game. I'm telling you, he saw Andy Janovich take the reverse belly and take it to the house. He's calling for the ball. He wants it now. And I don't blame him. We need to bring the fullback and the H-back back to the game, Tom. We need it. All the spread offense, we need more H-back.
He had 1 carry against Central Arkansas and did make 4 catches for 58 yards. 2nd down and 4. In the backfield, it is Greg Bell Jr. Stopped near the line of scrimmage.
Damon King, great job with the penetration, getting upfield, getting right into the offensive lineman's backside so that he could get flat down the line of scrimmage and make a play. Great play by King right there out of Houston.
So Bell stays in at the right shoulder of Dawson. Now he shifts left. And may have been a delay of game, or did we get a timeout before the play clock expired?
Looks like we got the
end of the quarter. So 15 minutes are into the books. An opening touchdown drive for the HBU Huskies as Peters with an outstanding cutback run goes in from 29 to give the Huskies the early lead.
No, I didn't make that purchase. Someone must have my card number. So I can pick up a new debit card right now? Thank you. All right, everyone, follow me.
Coach, the gym is that way.
Okay, everyone, do some squats.
Come on. This may take a while. Here's your card.
Thank you.
Instant issue debit cards. Security, convenience, together.
Well, that was fast.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Where next? The dentist?
I believe my inner child belongs on the outside.
I believe you should never be afraid to speak your mind.
I believe knowledge is free and can be shared with anyone.
I believe if you spend too much time looking back, you'll miss what's ahead, like a wall.
I believe with faith, the future isn't so intimidating.
At HBU, belief isn't just a mindset, it's an action. And our mission is to empower our students so their beliefs can fuel their lives. HBU, a higher education.
The Southland Conference.
4,200 student athletes
from across the country
and around the world, representing 13 member institutions
from Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana,
excelling in 17 NCAA Division I sports
in the classroom and in our communities.
We are Southland Strong.
Minutes in the books here at Husky Stadium. A 7-0 lead for HBU over TSU in the first ever meeting between these two City of Houston rivals. And the statistical page is very lopsided, John Harris, when it comes to offense. 133-7.
But yet the score is only 7-0.
Right.
And that's the most important thing. Got to do something with this good field position you've had in the first half.
Wing it on the outside, complete. Up near the 35-yard line. They'll give forward progress out to the 35-yard line, and on the catch there was David Racine.
Excellent play by Jarius Moore. You see him there, number 33, who's playing with the James Jones hoodie underneath his uniform, which is pretty awesome, by the way. I would have done that 20 years ago if we'd have had hoodies. But great play, excellent explosion from his linebacker position to get out there and make the stop.
So Guzman sends this one away, and a very high kick, and Watts will be forced to make the fair catch at his own 26-yard line. So TSU looking to get on track. They have one first down in the ballgame. It became via penalty. So far, Averion Hurts has had a hard time getting this HBU attack underway.
But like we said, Tom, how many games have we seen in our lifetime? Well, don't answer that question because I know that it's a lot. There are a lot of games. But it's only 7-0. So a 75-yard run here, even though TSU hasn't done much, it's tied 7-7. You got all the momentum you want. But HBU's defense has been all over the place. These linebackers have made nothing but plays in this first quarter.
Hurts empties the backfield with Cook coming out to the near sideline. Hurts is going to take it and run. And he'll work for 4 yards. A very tough 4-yard gain on the play. Dolan down there at the bottom of the pile.
Quarterback power. We're going to pop the guard around. We're just going to snap it to Hurts out of empty formation and let him run and see what he can do. And sometimes, Tom, I say this a lot with quarterbacks, especially with guys that can run. Give them a design run early on. Try and get his confidence. He's only 1 of 5 throwing a football. Trying to get his confidence running the ball a little bit. Maybe that'll settle him down. Maybe you pick up a first down. And on that next set of down, he gets his confidence after getting his first down.
2nd down and 6, inside handoff, and Cook has nothing. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at the 30 in the whole interior of that HBU defense making the stop. We saw a sideline shot a moment ago of Craig Bell getting stretched out. It's a very humid night here in Houston, and you could see cramping be a problem for some of these guys as the night goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. This one doesn't have a retractable roof over it. At least not yet anyways. But
you NFL guys are spoiled.
We are spoiled. We have 8 games a year inside with the air conditioning at 72. I'm not going to complain.
Empty backfield for Hurts on 3rd down and 6. Can they convert? Whistles, timeout called by HBU. And we'll keep it right here.
If my math is correct, it looked like HBU only had 10 guys out on the field. And unfortunately, you can see the coaching staff pretty upset. If there is something as a coach that you go through, that you can go through every day, sometimes you don't get a chance to tackle or hit or do those kind of things, but you go over situations. Who's on the field in this one? What happens if we go to nickel? Who's on the field? Well, what happens if this guy gets hurt? Nothing will get a coach going and get him riled up more than having 10 guys on the field or 12 guys on the field not being ready, but they got the timeout called. No harm. Now it's time to get a big stop here against TSU's offense.
Looking around the Southland Conference today, make that on Thursday. Southwestern beat UIW over Southwestern by 3. Nichols gave Georgia all they could handle before coming up too short. Lamar on the short end of a shutout from the 6th-ranked Houston Cougars. Halftime tonight, Abilene Christian trailing Northern Colorado. And you see the rest of the scores there. So back we come, 3rd down and 6 for TSU. Again, empty backfield. Blitz coming.
Jailbreak.
Hurts gets away, but he'll be run out of bounds by Dolan. It'll be another punting situation for the Tigers.
Open the gates and let them come. I'll tell you what, HBU's defensive staff is doing a great job. Look at the A-gap blitz there. Both linebackers shooting the A-gaps, forcing Hurts to go on the run. And TSU receivers on that side thought he was going to run, so they turned their back to him. He had no one to throw the ball to. Great pursuit. This HBU defense, Tom, is dialed in. I think they got the message after their trip to UCA.
They are on fire tonight, no question about it. So Hallstad will send this one away. Fair catch being called for and made between the 34 and the 35-yard line by Brandon Taylor. Timeout on the field, 12:25 left here in the first half. Houston Baptist with a score on the opening drive. That's all we've seen since then.
Quentin Griffin, he's a former Oklahoma Sooner running back. He's one of the assistant coaches for HBU. Caesar wants to get a shot at him. I was thinking we could do a quick hit and talk about his role here with HBU. He also played for the Broncos. Just let me know. We're going to try to keep him in the shot if we can.
.25 left here in the first half. HBU with a 7-0 lead on TSU. Let's go down to the sidelines to Jeff Bauer.
Look who we found here on the sidelines. An assistant coach, special assistant, Quentin Griffin, former Oklahoma Sooner. Also played for the Denver Broncos for 3 years. He's kind of that go-between coach. Vic Shealy was telling me before the game, he's one of those guys that can talk to the players and maybe get that kind of information that not all coaches can get. We'll see how that works out this year. But Quentin Griffin here on the sidelines. We'll keep you posted with more. Tom, back upstairs.
Nothing wrong with having an intermediary on your staff.
And a guy that was an all Big 12 player at Oklahoma. That doesn't hurt either.
Tony Dawson go on the distance at quarterback. Handoff, Terrence Peters dances around the right side. Missed a couple of tackles, but only wound up getting maybe a yard on the play before Archie Rice, the safety, came knifing up to take his ankles down.
Great pursuit there by TSU's defense. You see Rice, the safety, get up there, but a couple of jump cuts. Terrence probably would have been better served to just put his head down and get a couple more. But you live with a yard and you go to second down.
Peters goes in motion. Give to Adjton over the right side. Lowers his shoulder and carries a man forward out to the 39-yard line. Big Mev Adjton out of Allen, Texas, 6'1" and 240.
It is 2016. It's a political campaign, and that's going to be my campaign. Vote for Harris for president because I'm bringing the fullback back right here.
You know
Adjton's doing it. I mean, Tom, he's come up with some big runs, too. He's got a little bit more size than the other guys do. Look at it, it's 3rd and 5. That easily could have been 3rd and 9.
You would get my vote. You're far better than anybody else I have to pick from.
I don't think my wife would vote for me, though.
Uh-oh.
That's trouble.
So now on 3rd down, speed option. Pitch it to Peters, and he's got running room to the 40 and tracked down from behind at about the 34-yard line. Zafir Murphy had to make maybe a touchdown-saving tackle.
What an excellent call, the speed option out of gun. You're going to read number 87 there, and then Peters gets a great block on the perimeter there on number 21, Johnson. Excellent job, good read by Dawson as they go up tempo to Hall.
Very quickly they throw it on the outside. Isaiah Hall making the catch on the quick out. It'll be second down. The sticks on the far side were moving and they shouldn't have been. Now they get everything set. It's going to be second down and 7 for the 32.
Little tempo there after the big play. Great job by the offensive coaching staff to get up and get going and pick up 3 or 4 on that play.
Peters dances away from 1, dances away from 2, and squirts through another tackle and dives close to first down yardage. They'll mark him down at about the 26-yard line.
That was a couple of juke buttons, little R2, little L1. That is if you play Madden, but watch the jump cut, gets inside, boom, make one guy miss. There's another guy miss. And then finally makes the stop there to get it to a 3rd and 2. Terrence Peters, the human jump cut, great job picking up what he can on really a play that wasn't blocked excessively well. Great job there. And now we see B.J. Kelly in the game.
3rd down and 2, and Kelly's got the handoff, lowered the shoulder, but TSU was there over the left guard spot. Kelly tried to squirt through the pile and reach the ball out to the 25-yard line, but they're going to call him down at the 26.
I give him credit for putting his head down, trying to get what he could get on that play. But now HBU's got a decision, and it looks like
Alex Chadwick's going to come out.
Field goal time. Here. Okay, we saw it last week. Now, I know this is a 43-yarder. He probably can nail this. But if you're TSU, don't you put a guy back there just like University of Houston did?
Why not?
Just maybe?
Just in case. So Chadwick, 2 out of 3 on the air. This one on the way, and it is no good. Wide to the right from 43 yards away. So TSU turns away the scoring threat from the Huskies.
TSU's defense, after that speed option 1st down, came up big. Excellent job on 3rd and short. Short yardage early in the year, making a stop, forcing the field goal attempt. And again, here we are, 7-0. You see the kick push just to the right. Just a little bit to the right. Had enough distance. But Tom, 45 yards or more, I'd put my best return guy back in the end zone. And I would say, if it's short, you catch it and run to our sideline. I do exactly what Houston did last week with Brandon Wilson.
Not everybody looks to have a guy back there. And if you put one back there, sometimes the element of surprise can mean a lot. Hurts throwing on the outside. Tracy Johnson fights for a couple of yards, but boy, the blue shirts are rallying to the football tonight. And Derek Broussard leading the way on that play.
Coach O'Brien was asked this week, Tom, about great defense. And the one thing he said was 11 guys to the ball. Now, that's not always possible because the corner on the opposite side can't get there. But count the blue shirts at the football every single play, run or pass. There are 3, 4, 5 guys flying to the football, and that's made a huge difference on this defense early in this game.
2nd down and 8 for TSU. Seems like they've been behind the chains the entire game. Hurts is going to keep, and he's got no place to go. He'll be thrown for a loss back near the 25-yard line. And again, the blue wave is all over the place. That time, number 82 leading the way, and that is Cameron Lacock.
TSU threw a little wrinkle. They moved left tackle Jaleel Mathis-Ellis over to the other side. They went unbalanced as they put Mathis-Ellis next to Moore, tried to go power. Nothing happening. HBU getting penetration, making a stop, setting up 3rd and long.
Another 3rd and long situation, 3rd down and 10. Cook stays in the backfield with Hurts. HBU shows blitz. Hurts is in trouble. Throwing on the run and couldn't get it to a man. Trying to come over for it was Cummings. But that was a desperation heave just not to lose yardage by Hurts more than anything else.
I am so impressed by the 2nd-level players for HBU, Tom. Their pursuit angles, the way they break down. You see Hurts get some pressure there on the outside. He gets outside, but watch everybody pursue and get pressure. Right there, number 20, Doran Turner, putting the final heat on Hurts. to force that throwaway. These blue shirts all over the place. It's like there are 15 of them out there. Great job by the HBU defense tonight.
And Halstead on to punt once again for TSU. Sends a knuckleball away. It'll hit at the 42 and take a nice TSU hop. It'll be down back at the 28-yard line. Taylor couldn't get up there to make the catch and let it fall, and when he did, it cost him about 15 yards. So we have a timeout midway through the second quarter, 7:34 to go. And TSU continues to hold a 7-0 lead. For HBU, correction. Seven 0 the HBU Huskies in their home opener against their crosstown rivals, the TSU Tigers. HBU with the football at their own 28-yard line as play returns. And Tony Dawson looking like a much different animal at quarterback tonight than the guy who played against Central Arkansas. And this running play goes nowhere. This time Peters has nowhere to run. Three white shirts coming up to make the stop on the play. Lucas making the stop along with Johnson and others.
Jamal Lucas penetrated the A-gaps and was right there on the spot for a tackle for a loss. That is one of my favorite players to watch in this TSU defense, number 27, Jamal Lucas.
TSU showing blitz. Pump fake. Now Dawson airs it down the near sideline for Racine. And Racine almost looked like he lost that ball in the lights because he kind of ducked out of the way as the ball went behind him.
Yeah, a little sluggo route, slant and go. And it looked like Dawson threw a pretty good ball.
But watch Racine here.
And it looked like he just lost in the lights. If he's able to see that football, reach up and snatch it, that's a big play.
Absolutely.
Huge gain, could have taken it on deep into TSU territory. As it is, 3rd and 11. And TSU's going to take a timeout.
Michael Haywood and company coming in from the far side. I'm talking to Vic Shealy this week. The first thing out of his mouth when I was talking to him, I said, what did you learn about your team in that Central Arkansas ball game? And he says that we are a much better team than we showed in that ball game. The fall practices that they had leading up to the ball game were so unlike the performance they put on the field in that ball game, and I have the feeling that the team he thought he had going into the season is the team we're seeing in tonight's ball game.
19 returning starters from last year, all the specialists coming back. You feel pretty good about what you've grown here at HBU, and then you play that opponent on that purple and gray field. By the way, can we just have green fields?
Yeah.
I'm back to my campaign again.
I'm not a fan of the blue turf or the red turf. No.
And it happens. Tom, I've been there as a coach. I've had that happen in my very first game in a similar situation. Came back the second game and played the best game we played all year. That's what we're seeing at HBU tonight.
Two receivers to either side on 2nd and 11. And Dawson will throw against the 4-man rush. Forced out of the pocket, he's in trouble, lost the football. It's loose, but I believe HBU's gonna make the recovery at the 24-yard line, and the Huskies got lucky on that one.
Remember when you said earlier in the first quarter, Tom, when Dawson rolled to the right side and it wasn't there and he threw it away?
Right.
This is what he should have done here. Look, there are 3 defenders right there. Throw the football away. Live to see another down. You're going to give your coaching staff a heart attack. Put the ball away, go down, throw it away, do whatever you got to do. Just don't turn it over. You were that close to doing it right there.
Winds up only being a loss of 3, but on 4th down, Guzman kicks it away. Short kick, taken by Watson. He's taken down initially on the initial hit. Good special teams coverage there, and that is Nicholas Smith, the backup defensive back.
TSU's defense, you'll see some good cover right here by the gunner. Excellent play. There weren't a ton of blue shirts around him right there that if Watts could have slipped that tackle, who knows what he could have done. But this is the best field position TSU has had all night. Why? Because that defense on that last drive came to play. You saw Jamal Lucas into play. You saw Jarius Moore getting some pressure. You saw number 6, Zach Babajoko in the pressure as well. That was the best TSU defensive series, setting up the best field position for TSU on offense.
Interesting formation here as they fake to Cook. And Hurts is going to throw it deep near sideline for Watts, but I think he's out of bounds near the 20-yard line. But is that a marker?
That is a flag down.
It's out of bounds, but now the official's picking it up, and he's going to spot it at the 30-yard line.
I don't think he made this catch inbounds, Tom.
I don't think he did either.
But the flag, I'm assuming, is a 15-yard pass interference call on the sideline.
At the very least, it'll be defensive holding.
With that field position, rear back, max protect, and go one-on-one with the best receiver you have on your roster tonight. Watts, send him down the sideline and see what happens. And now the officials are converging to see what the call will actually be. They're discussing this one.
See Vic Shealy out there. He wants to know, and he's wanting to say, well, if the ball's out of bounds, how can we have a penalty?
Pass interference. Defense. Number 2.
Well, Eddie Kelly's mic cut out as he makes the call, but you're all right, pass interference. Let's take a look here. See if we can pick it up at the bottom of the screen.
Max protects 7 guys, 2 running backs. He had a hand on him right there. I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a catch. I don't know, Tom, that he didn't have control of that football in bounds. His left foot was coming off the turf just as he was making that catch. That's a heck of a catch, even though it was out of bounds by Watts right there. That might be something to get them going here.
So move it into HBU territory for the first time tonight at the 47-yard line with a 15-yard walk-off. Play fake to Cook, bootleg action. Hurts throwing far side, has a man at the 30. And down to the 25-yard line. And making the catch there is Tony Upchurch.
Watch Garrett Dolan read this perfectly, and he is screaming, and he drills Hurts, who makes a great throw to the sideline. And again, throwing the ball deep on first down, put HBU back on their heels for the first time all game. Excellent job by Dolan to read that little boot play action there by Hurts, but an excellent throw to pick up a first down, and TSU's finally got some offensive momentum here.
21-yard pickup on that play. Now at the Husky 26, 1st and 10. Blitz coming. Handoff for Cook, trying to find some room outside. He'll be dragged down by Moncourt from behind after a gain of about 3.
I can see why this coaching staff likes Cook. Do you see those feet? Pop, 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 pop. Boy, he's got some quick feet. But that's where the pursuit of HBU caught up to him. You can see he can't find much inside. We're going to bounce, but look at those feet. Boom. Keep him going, keep him going. But excellent pursuit by Moncourt right there. Moncourt making that play. Looked like Cook maybe could have turned the corner, but man, he is fun to watch, those feet.
2nd down, 7.
Hey, guys.
2 receivers either side. Hurts to throw again, has time in the pocket, now rolls right, throws this way. Has his man Johnson, he'll be bumped out of bounds near the first down marker at the 16-yard line.
Excellent adjustment there as Hurts started to roll to his right. Johnson saw where Hurts was going and just settled up and said, hey, throw me the football. I'm open. Take what the defense gives you. Nice job by Hurts to buy himself a little bit of time when it wasn't there initially. And then Johnson would work himself open on a little bit of a scramble drill there.
So they call it a first down at the 16-yard line. We're down to 4 minutes, 10 seconds and counting here until halftime. TSU looking for the tying score here after HBU scored on the opening possession of the game. Cook the deep back. 6 at the line of scrimmage. Cook with a handoff. Follows his blockers inside the 10, inside the 5. Still on his feet to the 3, to the 2, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown.
That's a man's run right there. That is a heck of a run. And man, you talk about excellent blocking on that right side. You see Adrian Jackson going into guard and Nick Mouton at right tackle, and they just mowed down that right side. And then Tyler Cook did the rest, powering in. Tom, I don't know exactly where, we'll see the replay here in a second. I don't know exactly where HBU made contact, but Cook powered into the end zone carrying about 18 different HBU defenders with him.
HBU a little bit late getting on the field here for the point after try, but the umpire is standing over the ball. I think we're checking replay upstairs to see if this is indeed a score. And we'll watch it here. Coming right at you is Cook.
There's the first tackle miss.
Outside
Second.
the 10.
Third, outside the 10. Look at him carry guys. Now he does get a little help from his fullback right there in Austin Watts. But what a run by Tyler Cook. And we were talking about it during the break. I wondered why we weren't seeing Woodard. And you said to me, they like Cook.
They like Cook.
You see why right there. You see why. The quick feet, the strength, the power to get in the end zone. That is a full-on man's run for a touchdown.
Eric Medina to try and tie this game up. And he does. And with 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the first half, we're all even. TSU 7, HBU 7 from Husky Stadium on a Saturday night.
Body miss. Look at that.
Okay.
His receivers carried it into the end zone.
Yeah, come back to me and then tease the band. Okay. Okay. Probably downstairs after they perform, I assume. Yeah. Oh, no, Jeff doesn't have a headset on.
Just back up. Let's go like that.
How much time? Okay.
7-16. They take pride in flicking on a switch and lighting up the world, including right here at Husky Stadium. Visit IBEW716.net to learn more.
You're going to open it up.
Okay.
You're first. Can you hear? 30 seconds. Right?
Let's go!
Tyler Cook with a big spark that this Texas Southern team may have needed right before the halftime. At halftime, we're going to get eyes on the Ocean of Soul, the Texas Southern band, nationally recognized. And after they perform, we're going to have an interview with their band director. You're not going to want to miss any of that. Guys, back to you.
All right, Ashley, thanks very much. One of the things about TSU, that Ocean Soul Band, they are renowned around the country. And anytime you get a chance to see them perform, take advantage of it.
Do we have to work at halftime, or do we get a chance to watch that?
We might get a chance to watch a snippet.
Oh, a little bit, okay.
A snippet.
All right.
So now Medina will kick it away, all tied up at 7-7 here with 3:46 to go. Deep kick on the near side. It'll be brought in by Racine at the 2. And he's in trouble at the 15, spins away, still on his feet. And a tough return for David Racine will get out near the 20-yard line. Boy, he salvaged something there with that second effort.
Absolutely. Talk about second effort. I still can't get over that run by Tyler Cook. But it was all set up. We talk about complementary football. Offense, defense, special teams. The defense got to stop. Special teams, a nice job on a short possession. And then the offense able to do something. But what did they do? They opened it up a little bit. They let Hurts go down the field a little bit, got the PI right away there on Broussard. And from that point, TSU's offense sort of woke up and got it going.
On 1st and 10, run to the near side for Peters. Nice cutback inside. He'll get 5 out to the 25-yard line before he'll be taken off his feet by Raheem McMorris.
Excellent job of getting a hat on a hat. So all the linebackers for TSU have an offensive lineman locked up with them. The only guy that didn't right there was the corner number 19, McMorris, and he ended up making a good, solid tackle to keep it to a minimal gain.
New play call coming from the sideline for Tony Dawson. Plenty of time on the play clock, down to 13. Peters again up the middle. This time the interior of the TSU defense doing a nice job. Caleb Jennings and that was Shoshi making the tackle there.
Left guard Barner was pulling to the outside. Had Peters seen him and gotten on his tail and followed him, he might have had more room to the outside. Didn't have much inside. Great job by TSU's defensive interior.
Strong formation to the right. Looking that way is Dawson to throw for the first down. It's complete. And Lewis breaks the tackle on the run up to the 48-yard line before he'll finally be brought down. Wesley Lewis, the 6'6" junior out of Leander Rouse High School with a catch.
I feel for TSU's defensive backs. 5'10", 6'1", 6'5", 5'10", and then you flip it over and look at the receivers for HBU. 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and Lewis is one of those guys. At 6'6", very difficult to cover a guy with that size and length when you're only 5'10", playing in only your second college game, as Murphy is.
20-yard pickup, option play, and Dawson keeps. He ran right into his own man. He bumped into the tight end, Buddy Tua Masaga. And that stopped maybe what would have been a first down run.
Well, that was speed option, and it was speedy for a while until his tight end made a great tackle on him.
Ball at the 44 in TSU territory. Quick handoff, Peters up the middle.
Ball's out.
Ball came out near the 45-yard line. The scrum is on. The official still trying to unpile. That is one place I never wanted to be.
I've been at the bottom of those piles, Tom, a couple of times. It's not fun, especially if you don't have the football.
TSU is saying they have the ball, and the official, Eddie Kelly, says they do as well.
You see Peterson looked like he had a seam here, but Jamal Lucas converged,
stripped it,
and the ball was on the turf, and then it was a mad dash for it. 3 or 4 guys had it. TSU ended up with it. That was number 91 right there, Caleb Jenkins, who ended up with that football. And you look at the time, 1:34. They're about the same spot on the field their last drive. This TSU offense is coming on the field with a lot of confidence. Great job by the defense there to rise up and make a play. Tom, I'll tell you this. Had Peters been able to slip that first line, he was gone.
Yep.
He was gone. There was nobody in the middle of the field. TSU was not aligned properly to the trips, and it just, one guy got a hand on him and knocked it out of there. Big play by the TSU defense.
So now Varian Hurts brings his team back out on the field. Looking to go deep, hit as he throws down the far side. Trying to stay in bounds was Johnson. Did he? No. Great effort to try and play the tightrope back down the far sideline by Tracy Johnson Jr.
Hurts gets some pressure. Look at that interior pressure. We talk about quarterbacks all the time. Edge pressure. The guys coming on the outside, the Clownies, the Watts, the Justin Houstons. But you ask a quarterback what he hates worse is the guy coming right at him, because you can't step into that throw. And that shows you the arm strength right there. Hurts. He really couldn't step into that throw, and he threw a dart from the right hash about 35 yards over to the sideline. Even though it was out of bounds, he's got some impressive arm strength.
Johnson farthest out on the far side on 2nd down and 10. Handoff for Cook. has some room on the right side. He'll pick up about 5 out near the 44-yard line before he'll go down. Tyler Cook, that true freshman out of Salisbury High School up in the Dallas area. Michael Hayward says he's got great vision, good in pass coverage for his size, and very tough runner. And I think we saw that on the touchdown run.
To say the least, tough runner. I love the feet. We saw it a couple plays before the touchdown. Those quick feet combined with vision. This guy's got a future playing ball here for TSU. This clock is winding down, Tom. This is a big play right here. See if TSU can pick up the first down and pick up the tempo before the end of the half.
Nearing 40 seconds when they snapped it. Hurts rolls, throws down the seam. Too tall for Tracy Johnson Jr. Covered there by Latravian G.
Looks like we got a penalty right here about the 40-yard line.
Might be a late hit on the passer. Let's see here. Hurts. Nope, it's not on the quarterback.
Offense, number 74.
That 74, Drew Moore, the right tackle, guilty of holding. They will decline it to bring up 4th down.
Just a little half-field roll for Hurts, rolling him into the boundary, going to try and flood the boundary. And actually, Johnson was a little bit open, but Hurts unable to get the ball away on time. And because he had to hold it a little bit longer, that gave HBU secondary the opportunity to get in position.
Brandon Taylor stands back at his 16-yard line to await Halstead's punt. A wobbler will hit at the 29, bounce kind of straight up in the air. Take a little bit of a backward bounce, and around the 30-yard line is where HBU will get it. 21 seconds remaining. And 1 timeout left. And we want to thank our friends at Abraham, Watkins, Nichols, Sorrells, Augusto, and Friends. Since 1951, with more than 65 years of experience, Abraham Watkins, the oldest personal injury law firm in Texas. And by Roadrunner Moving and Storage. 713-417-9593 is the number. And by Wells Fargo. Thanks to them for putting on tonight's ball game. HBU and TSU. First time the intra-city rivals meet each other on the gridiron.
All right, Tom Franklin, I'm making you offensive coordinator with 19 seconds left. What do you call?
Victory formation. It's a tight formation and a handoff up the middle. And running with the ball is Bell, and he'll get out for about 7 yards to the 36-yard line. Now at 9 seconds left, HBU calls the timeout.
HBU.
My buddy and yours, Andre Ware, would have said, throw it deep.
Of course he would.
Said, throw it deep.
He's a quarterback. What do you expect?
All the quarterbacks think. You got it. You have time on the clock. Come on, you got timeouts. Do something. But I will give credit to HBU's offense this far, and both sides actually. TSU took a while to get going offensively, but that one drive, and again, we go back to that point from earlier in the game, Tom. HBU have been moving the ball, but can only put a 7 spot up on the scoreboard.
Right.
That kept TSU in it. Then you had a great defensive stop, excellent special teams to get great field position, and then you saw Cook with a touchdown. That gets us to a tie game. HBU's got to come out in that second half and go back to that formula they had early on. Pick up those first downs, get the tempo rolling, and see if you can't get TSU back on their heels like you did the first part of the first quarter.
Well, you said it at the start of the second quarter when I read the first half stats, 133-7. You said, yeah, but it's only 7-0.
Yeah.
And that was the secret right there. It was only 7-0. Dawson going to throw on the outside, has a man up near midfield and bumped out of bounds. There is Wesley Lewis with another catch.
Well, we're about to see how far Tony Dawson can throw it.
Yep.
This is that opportunity. Hail Mary. Now, some teams have gone more to the lateral play, but at the end of the half, I'm a little bit more hesitant to use that. I think we're going to see Tony Dawson throw this thing about as far as he can. He's going to try and hit Fondren on the other side. Hey, 59's that way, Tony. Throw it that far.
3 men in a triangle formation on the near side. I'm guessing this is where he's going to go with the ball. He will roll this way to buy some time. And now he airmails it out.
Oh, he threw it now.
And it was broken up in the end zone. Closest man to the ball was the safety man, Archie Rice, for Texas Southern. But an interesting first half. Early on, it was all HBU. But in the second quarter, TSU found their heels and have brought it back to a 7-7 ball game. And now let's go down to the sideline. Jeff Powers standing by with the Huskies head coach, Vic Shealy.
Joined now by Vic Shealy. We talked about before the game about the immediacy of getting out to a good start. The drive was good with the touchdown, but not a totally clean first half. What would you like to see maybe coming up in the second half?
Well, I think it's some consistency. We've had some missed execution errors on the offensive line, so we got to shore up a little bit better there. And then, I mean, we got down here, missed a field goal, and then had a contact fumble in the red zone. So we got to play cleaner, and then we gave it the big play on defense. But we'll settle down, come back in after the second half.
Thoughts, though, your team in this game, 7-0. I mean, you can go into that locker room feeling pretty good about the way the team's played, but there's always room for improvement.
Oh, yeah, I mean, hey, it's 0-0. We got to come out and play fast third quarter.
Okay, Vic, thank you very much. Good luck in the second half. Back upstairs to you.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. An entertaining 30 minutes of football, and we've got 30 minutes yet to come. But first, halftime activities are next from Husky Stadium in Houston. TSU 7, HBU 7.
No, I didn't make that purchase. Someone must have my card number. So I can pick up a new debit card right now? Thank you. All right, everyone, follow me.
Coach, the gym is that way.
Okay, everyone, do some squats.
Come on. This may take a while. Here's your card.
Thank you.
Instant issue debit cards. Security, convenience, together.
Well, that was fast.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Where next? The dentist?
The Southland Conference has great mascots, but which one's the best? You tell us during the Mid-South Bank Southland Conference Mascot Challenge. Visit the Southland Conference Facebook page and vote daily. Post a picture with your mascot and earn extra points. Show us how much you love your mascot, and your school could take home the big cash prize during the Mid-South Bank Southland Conference Mascot Challenge. Mid-South Bank. It's time to love your bank.
There you are, I hear you. Maybe at the beginning you want to look at the camera. Exactly. So human. I can hear you.
Oh,
Whole
he's
segment?
first.
Okay. About what, 5 minutes?
All right, good. I thought we were going first.
Well, okay. All right. About 3 minutes, right? We can go about 3. Yes. Dr. Robert Sloan, yes. Stand by. And we're joining now by Dr. Robert Sloan, the president here at HBU. And I understand you recently just got back from a trip to Israel with the alumni here at HBU. That was a pretty good little trip, huh?
Yeah, we had a great time. We did make a trip to Israel. Very exciting. We saw lots, of course, of the entire country, but a lot of ancient sites, archaeological sites, biblical sites. We had about 100 people on this trip, so it was really amazing. So next summer, next June, we're going to take a trip with Friends of HBU to Greece, and it'll be sort of a life of Paul and John type trip. So it'll be very interesting as well.
All right, very good. Well, tell me about new construction going on here at HBU. It looks like a new retail center is coming up here, Dr. Sloan.
That's right. You know, on the corner of our property, we've got about 25 acres at 59 in Fondren. And that acreage is ours, and we're developing it. In fact, it's been developed for many years, but now we're going to be replacing that. And it's going to look like the HBU campus. So that's what's really exciting. It'll have our brick, our architecture, our spires, and our sort of Federalist Monticello kind of look. So it'll be great. There'll be lots of things there in the long run. There'll be an arena, about a 5,000-seat arena for basketball, volleyball, special events, graduation. There will be a hotel conference center. There'll be office space, office building, parking garage. But right now we're developing the retail. That's first. So right along 59 will be retail. So we'll have a lot of food shops, some really exciting things that, of course, the students and the entire public will really enjoy.
Speaking of students, incoming class, school just getting started. Give me your thoughts overall about the feeling of just being back with another semester underway.
It's really exciting. You know, this is the time of year, of course, that the students love, faculty love. It's the time to get back going and a lot of excitement. Clubs, organizations, athletics. This is our first home football game right here. So, you know, very exciting kinds of things. So this is probably the third largest entering class in the history of HBU. So it's a very strong entering class. In fact, I'm told that our freshmen have enormous enthusiasm, more than we've seen in a long time. So we attribute a lot of that to, you know, academic commitment and athletics. So just a lot going on. So had a lot of transfers, a lot of freshmen, and very exciting.
Final thoughts, Dr. Robert Sloan, playing TSU for the first time. That's almost hard to believe, but this could be a good little rivalry between the two schools. Great crowd, game tied at 7. I mean, it's got a picture perfect.
It really is. This is what we've been hoping for. We of course know we'll develop rivalries as the years go by, but this should be a great rivalry for us to be playing against TSU, crosstown rival, and as you say, the game's tied here at half, and the schools are competitive. So it's very exciting. They've been playing football a long time, and we're only in our third NCAA season. So, but the rivalry is already here, and they've got a great band. And you know, a lot of participation, as you say. You know, it's we're nearly full.
Very good. Dr. Robert Sloan, he is the president here at HBU. Let's take a quick timeout. It is 7-7 here on Root Sports. HBU and TSU all tied up. We'll be back with much more.
We doing highlights here, Mike? You'll find out for us. We got to do a verbal recap or a verbal recap with highlights. What are we doing?
Verbal recap.
With or without highlights? Okay. All in one segment?
All right, so Mike, as we're recapping,
We'll start on camera, then they'll go to highlights and we can look on.
As we're looking at the highlights, comment on what we're seeing in the highlights.
Right.
Okay. Perfect. What? Stats after highlights. Okay.
Presenting the 2016 edition of the ninth wonder of the world, the internationally famous Ocean of Soul Marching Band of Texas Southern University. Our drum majors leading us this evening, Mr. Anthony Blackjack Gamble, Devin Pretty Boy Cash, Tracy Bone Dumas, and Trevor
Back here at Husky Stadium in Houston, where the HBU Huskies and the TSU Tigers deadlocked in a 7-7 ball game at the intermission. The TSU Ocean of Soul Marching Band currently performing for the fans here at Husky Stadium. Tom Franklin and John Harrison. John, we saw a pretty interesting first half as HBU takes the opening kickoff, goes right down the field, and puts 7 up on the board with an outstanding run from Terrence Peters.
Yeah, Terrence crisscrossed the field, started left, had a little room outside, and then took it all the way back 53 yards the other way. All of his offensive linemen were sitting there waiting for him to come back the other way. Great run. In fact, we've seen 2 excellent runs, Tom, for a touchdown in this game.
HBU had things pretty much their own way in the first quarter, going for 133 yards to just 7 for TSU, but couldn't put any more points on the board. Here you see Adjton with a big run from that H-back fullback position, and now a big third down conversion here to Wesley Lewis that helps spark the touchdown drive as he drags men forward. And now watch, there's Mr. Peters.
And we're gonna stop on a dime and then cut. Here we go. Now there are all his teammates. Look at all those blue shirts ready to pick off a white jersey.
Look at this, he's slowing down as he's going across the field.
It's
That's
like
amazing.
a great punt return right there. Nice job. That put the Huskies up 7-0.
Peters on the loose again, this time early in the second quarter. A big run into TSU territory before Murphy had to wrestle him down from behind. But Chadwick just misses on the field goal, and it stayed a 7-0 game at that point. And now Hurts gets into action. Big throw to Upchurch to get the ball inside TSU territory. Hurts again on the move. Throwing outside for Johnson, bumped out of bounds to the 16, and now here comes a sensational run by Tyler Cook.
Look at the blue shirts that make contact with Cook. And of course he gets a little bit of help there from his buddies, dragging him into the end zone. But you see the numbers, they're heavily on the side of HBU. But those numbers were even worse at the end of the first quarter. You see TSU start to mount a little something, Tom, with 61 total yards. They had 7 at the end of the first quarter.
4 penalties for HBU, and a couple of them been costly along the way. 7-7 is our score, and we've had ourselves an outstanding first half. But speaking of outstanding, right there, the TSU Ocean of Soul Band. Let's take a look. TSU Ocean of Soul Marching Band entertaining the fans here at Husky Stadium. And John, you had a couple of pet peeves in the first half. I have one. You don't see very many marching bands anymore. You see walking bands or running bands into formations, but this is a marching band, a true marching band. And they're right here in the city of Houston, one of the wonders. They call themselves the 9th wonder of the world, and you can see why when they perform.
Yeah, my next cookout, I think I'm going to see if I can hire them to play in my neighborhood. These guys are fantastic, the Ocean of Soul. But we've got a great game here, Tom. 7-7. This halftime entertainment is great. But we got a physical ball game with these two teams, TSU and HBU. And we talked about it before the game. The rivalry aspect, it builds when you have a game competitive like this.
You know, I talked with both teams on this about this potentially building into something. They've initially signed a 2-year contract here at HBU this year. Next year they'll play at BVAA Compass Stadium, which is TSU's home field, and they'll see how it goes after these first 2 years. But I'd love to see this game every year.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what the next 30 minutes brings. But anytime they invite us out to a game and the Ocean of Soul's there. We're good with that.
You are right about that. We'll continue with more halftime activities from Husky Stadium. 7-7 TSU and HBU.
New debit card right now? Thank you. All right, everyone, follow me.
Coach, the gym is that way.
Okay, everyone, do some squats.
Come on. This may take a while. Here's your card.
Thank you.
Instant issue debit cards. Security, convenience, together.
Well, that was fast.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Where next? The dentist?
I believe my inner child belongs on the outside.
I believe you should never be afraid to speak your mind.
I believe knowledge is free and can be shared with anyone.
I believe if you spend too much time looking back, you'll miss what's ahead, like a wall.
I believe with faith, the future isn't so intimidating.
At HBU, belief isn't just a mindset, it's an action. And our mission is to empower our students so their beliefs can fuel their lives. HBU, a higher education.
We continue with halftime activities at Husky Stadium. 7-7 Texas Southern and HBU. We've just been thrilled by the performance of the Ocean of Soul Marching Band here from TSU, and Ashley Prendergast standing by with a very special guest down on the field.
All right, I'm joined now by Clarence Gibson, the interim band director at Texas Southern. Clarence, great performance, by the way, so thank you. So much fun to watch.
Thank you.
But this band is nationally recognized. What makes this group so special?
Well, it's because of our hard-working students and, of course, our alumni that paved the way for this band. We have a lot of history here at Texas Southern University, starting way back in 1969 under the direction of Prof. Benjamin Butler. So I'm taking over from that legacy here. And those people before us paved the way with all the performances and the national fame and publicity they put forth for us. So we're up here upholding the tradition, so to speak.
I know you guys don't go to every away game, but since this game is so close, what's it like to be here at enemy territory, if you will?
Oh, it's different. It's close. You know, we thought this would be different to do a rival in-town game. So the atmosphere is really live. We really love being here. We've been welcomed and warmly receptive here. So we're having a lot of fun here.
Now, I know the band is going to be featured on Fox Sunday NFL Countdown, if you will, tomorrow with Texas Southern alumni and now NFL Hall of Famer Michael Stranahan. What's that experience going to be like for them tomorrow?
It'll be a phenomenal experience by Michael being an alumnus of Texas Southern University, so our students are well acquainted with him, and it's going to be fun seeing them and just getting that exposure for us. I think it'll be a wonderful experience for our students as well.
All right, thank you so much for the weight performance tonight. All right, guys, send it back to you.
All right, Ashley, thanks very much. Great interview there with Clarence Gibson from the Ocean of Soul. We'll come back with more halftime and get you ready for the second half kickoff from Husky Stadium right after this timeout. Along with Jeff Power, Ashley Pendergrast, and John Harris, Tom Franklin here at Husky Stadium, where the HBU Huskies have a 7-7 ball game going with the TSU Tigers. The teams have come back out to the locker room to get ready for the second half action. And John, let's go inside each locker room here. We'll start with the visiting team from TSU. You a little momentum at the end of the first half. What's Michael Haywood telling his team here for the third quarter?
Well, offensively, you got to keep your quarterback upright. He's taking a ton of shots, so protecting Avarian Hurts is a massive key for that TSU offense. And then It's all about Cook. He's the one guy HBU has had the most difficulty in trying to tackle, make sure that Cook is getting the football a good majority of the second half. Defensively, no first downs, no tempo. When HBU's offense has gotten going, those first downs, consecutive first downs, back-to-back-to-back first downs, that leads to tempo. That puts TSU on their heels. No first downs, no tempo. That's pretty good motivation if you're the TSU defense. No first downs, I get off the field. Yep, absolutely. That's what you can do.
Now you're Vic Shealy. You dominate the game statistically from a yardage gain standpoint, but you're 7-7. So what do you tell his team?
You're throwing the football well. Attack with your size. Number 81, Lewis, is 6'6". 14 is 6'5". You're talking about small forwards out there. You have a distinct advantage, and you've gone to it. Keep going to that well in the first half, and keep your running backs fresh. You got 3 good ones. Keep them all fresh in the second half. If you get a lead, you can run that 4-minute offense. Defensively, keep varying up the looks for Hurts. You've confused that offense a few times. Keep that going in the second half. Move your guys around. You've seen a lot of kind of muddle huddle with their fronts where they're moving guys around and guys are rushing from different angles, and it has confused TSU. Keep those looks varied throughout this second half.
Something interesting for the fans at home watching this ball game, if you want a little bit different look at the game and getting a little bit deeper inside, there's a thing called bigplaytracker.com that's being conducted during the course of this game, and they score a game differently. We see statistics, rushing yards, passing yards, all this sort of thing, but bigplaytracker.com gives points and takes away points from the offenses, the defenses, and the special teams based on their performance. And at halftime of this ball game, it's a 9-8 game according to Big Play Tracker scoreboard, with TSU getting the lead thanks to that last momentum shift that got the game tied on the scoreboard. But they have a 9-8 lead. If folks want to get in and people start getting into numbers and sort of things, this is a good thing for them to do. You can follow along as we play here the second half. Bigplaytracker.com.
Yeah,
and I know you like it a lot.
Well, it's good for a former math teacher and football coach. I mean, it's like the marriage of both of them right there together. And it's a little bit more, it's a little different than fantasy because it's more team-based than it is individual-based, which you know how I am, Tom, about coaches. Coaches are all about the team. It's not about I. That's why fantasy football could drive me crazy sometimes. This is about the team. There's no I in team, right?
There is no I in team.
But there is in Big Play Tracker.
Yes, there is. Right. It comes right between the B and the G. So Credit and Jones are back deep for TSU as HBU will kick it away. Comes on the near side. And this is Credit. Broke a couple of tackles across the 25 and out to about the 28-yard line. So not a bad return for TSU to get things started here in the second half.
And that was one of the things in the first half for TSU. Their field position was so poor in the first half, other than the last couple drives of the first half. Looks like we got a stoppage in play here.
All right, let's go quickly down on the sideline to Ashley Prendergrass. She talked to head coach Mike Haywood before we started the third quarter here.
Well, hey guys, yeah, I spoke with Coach Haywood as he was walking out of the locker room, and he was pretty blunt, to be pretty honest. He said, yeah, that touchdown going into the halftime, that's giving us a little bit of a spark, but we need to continue that offensively. This HBU defense is not what we saw on film coming from week 1. We were not prepared for it, so we have the ball now, and we need to continue that momentum going into the second half and hopefully do what we know this offense is capable of. All right, guys, I'm going to send it back to you now.
All right, Ashley, thanks very much. So Averion Hurts under center with Tyler Cook behind him. Bootleg action on 1st and 10, being chased. He'll just throw it away.
Oh, Tom, he had just a millisecond of time to throw that football. He had Watts running the post route down the field, and he was open. He couldn't get the ball out there to him, though, because he was getting pressure, pushed him to the sideline, and the post route was going the other way to the middle of the field. If he could have set his feet and launched like we've seen him throw the football, that was 6 points, and they just missed it with Watts going down the field.
2nd down and 10. Bryson Cummings out far on the top of the formation. 2 receivers to either side. HBU shows blitz. Here they come. They bring 6. Dolan's free. Hurts has been backpedaled inside his 10. Now throws on the far side. Incomplete. Cummings close by, as was Larry Clark III. But they brought 6, and they were in there in a hurry. And we've got a HBU player shaken up at about the 13-yard line. But watch Hurts there's Dolan.
Chasing him. Look at Hurts just running around there, making something happen. I know it's an incompletion. That could have been a sack for about 10 or 12-yard loss. Hurts all on his own, and you see the injury right there as number 64 is Austin Holly struggling to get up. That was one thing that Coach Shealy was a little bit worried about this evening was his defensive line depth. They had a couple of injuries coming into this game, and to see a defensive lineman down on the turf right now, he's on a knee, so hopefully he'll be okay. But, Tom, this is exactly what we talked about heading into this half. Very up the looks. They showed outside pressure on the left-hand side. They dropped off, and then Dolan blitzed on the right side. That threw off the blocking scheme for TSU, and that got Dolan free to Hurts, chasing him around this Husky Stadium. Hurts, I give him credit for getting rid of that football, but it looks like Holly's walking off under his own pressure.
And that's a good sign to see. He doesn't seem to be in too much distress. Maybe we'll see him back in the ball game. But now it's 3rd down and 10. So far, TSU's done a good job of stifling TSU right here in the opening possession of the 3rd quarter and trying to get the momentum back on their side. Just a 3-man rush this time. They set up the screen for Cook. He's got blockers. He's got the first down across the 45 and out to about the 48-yard line before he's finally taken down by Doran Turner.
Feed number 3. I don't care how you get him the ball. Screens, it doesn't matter. Just a little slip screen here. He's got blockers out in front. How many defensive linemen were out on the field that time for HBU, Tom? None. Those were all linebackers and DBs, and they ran the slip screen there to perfection to give them a first down. Number 3, the big key on that play, obviously.
They call it a 19-yard gain to the 47. Cook has got the handoff, and he is met in the backfield and brought right down in a hurry. Turner again is the guy who's in there to make the stop.
Penetration up front. 3, 4, 5 blue shirts in the backfield. Cook had nowhere to go on that play. It's a frustrating time for the TSU offensive staff to try and get everybody up front blocked. That screen, I would have thought, would have maybe
relaxed it a little bit,
but not on that play. So we'll see what happens here on 2nd and long.
2 receivers to either side. 5 men at the line of scrimmage for HBU. Now they bring 2 late on a late blitz. Hurts throws on the outside, overthrew Austin Watts, who was well covered, but you have to give the pressure to the blitzing defense to make him get rid of that ball in a hurry.
Absolutely, and again, they showed a little delayed blitz there. He didn't come right away. He sort of waited for it to open up, and then boom, linebacker shot through the A-gap, and he had some room, and that may have forced Hurts to throw it out there a lot quicker than he wanted to. Again, the pressure. A late show, a little bit of a stem and a move, and a late blitz. Forced the incompletion, and now you're looking at 3rd and 13 yet again.
3 receivers near side. Cook will be off on the left shoulder of Watts. Blitz coming again. Watts helps pick it up. Hurts is on the move. He throws and too short. Cummings was tied up with the defender, Derek Broussard, and never looked for the football.
We got a late flag. It looked like Hurts took a hit. This could be a roughing the quarterback here that could give TSU a first down. And there it is.
For 40 of defense.
Garrett Dolan,
automatic
junior middle linebacker. And a big, big penalty there.
I understand you try to make a play. You're hustling. Garrett Dolan has made plays all night. He has been chasing Avarian Hurts all night long. But you're off the field on 3rd down. You're off the field. It's 3rd and 13. The pass isn't even close. And all of a sudden you give TSU new life. Unfortunate penalty. It's the kind of penalty that gives coaches gray hair. And I had gray hair when I was about 25 because I coached way too many games.
1st and 10 from the HBU 40 now for the Tigers, still on the roll. Cook goes out to the far side. Hurts is going to try and keep it, but he's going to be buried in the backfield. And again, early pressure from the defense. And this time it is again Doran Turner who's having a field day here to start the 3rd quarter.
These linebackers have been all over the place. Just a little quarterback power. An excellent job there by Turner, fighting off the block of the fullback, setting the edge, getting in Hurts' face. Hurts had nowhere to go. They've run quarterback power a couple times. The HBU has played it absolutely perfectly each time. And now it's 2nd and 16. Now Hurts is back again. in a second and long situation. He's been in this the entire drive.
3 receivers come to the near side. Setting up the inside screen for Cook. Gets a block from Smalls, the tight end. And he'll get inside the 35-yard line. No, they'll put him down right at the 35. But that's an 11-yard pickup. It'll leave him with a much more manageable 3rd down and 5 coming up.
If it works once, run it again. A lot of times, offensive coordinators in particular, they like to show how smart they are. Oh, we ran this play, but watch what else I've got. No, if it worked once, it probably is going to work again, especially on the same drive. And it worked again right there, especially when you're throwing it to number 3, setting up a more manageable 3rd and 5.
It's time a balanced formation, 2 receivers to either side. 4 men at the line for HBU. 1 comes up, Moncourt on the outside. He'll blitz off the edge. Throw it on the outside, incomplete and almost intercepted. And once again, it was Doran Turner stepping inside of Austin Watts almost with the pick.
Watch the pressure here. Manderville, nobody picks him up right there in the A-gap. They double the defensive tackle, and Manderville loops inside and was running unabated to the quarterback, and that forced a throw off target from Hurts. Again, give credit to the HBU defensive staff. Even though they got a couple of first downs on that drive, their different and varied defensive looks really frustrated the TSU offense on that drive, other than those 2 screen throws.
TSU 1 man short here. And now flags are down. Clock went to 0. That was all discombobulated. Running out on the field at the last minute was Demetrius Johnson.
I think the long snapper there saw the clock running down and knew he had to snap it. Well, Johnson didn't get out to his gunner position on the far right here.
So he could have illegal motion.
And that's what it is.
Offense, number 21. 5-yard penalty.
There it is.
4th down.
Well, all it does is give Tunnel Halstead a little bit better chance of putting HBU deep inside their own 10-yard line.
I'll give credit to TSU there, because a lot of times, what does the offense do? What does the punt team? They take a timeout.
Right.
Well, there's really no need to, because it only backs you up 5 yards. You still have a coffin corner kick coming up. Take the 5 yards, move it back, and do it again.
End over end kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 9-yard line by Brandon Taylor. And that's where HBU will take over. 11:29 to play in the 3rd quarter. Locked up in a 7-7 battle on a Saturday night at Husky Stadium. Right. (7-7) our score here, HBU and TSU. And we mentioned a little bit before we started the 3rd quarter. Our friends at BigPlayTracker.com, unlocking the power of big plays. Find out what plays are really certified as big plays during a ball game. If you'd like more information as it goes on, BigPlayTracker.com. You can follow this game and find out what the big plays are. And at the half, it was a 9-8 ball game in favor of TSU, so you can see the tracker very closely modifies the score of a ball game. The Thursday night NFL game, for instance, was 21-20. The big play tracker score was 22-18. So here's HBU swinging it out on the outside. Good for a first down across the 20-yard line.
Little fullback blast up the middle, and then a little swing route. You see here to B.J. Kelly. Just get out in space, make something happen. Nice hit there by Rice, the safety, but not before Kelly picks up a first down. Here we are, keeping the backs fresh. B.J. Kelly now in the game at running back for HBU as Peters and Bell get a little bit of a rest.
Empty backfield on 1st and 10 from the 22. Swing it on the outside. It's caught by Barnett. He'll turn and go up the sideline and pick up a first down as he gets to the 35-yard line before McMorris will take him out of bounds.
I talked to Coach Shealy before the game, and he pointed him out. He went to Decaney High School, went to junior college, Trinity Valley. He's a former basketball player. Well, somebody convinced him to go play football, and I think it was a smart decision.
So from the 35, Dawson's got time. Now flushed out, and he's got open space on the right. To midfield and beyond, and out of bounds in TSU territory at the 47-yard line, before he can finally be shadowed out of bounds there by Demetrius Johnson.
Dawson was trying to hit the fake screen, go deep, but Barnett got ridden out of bounds. Dawson looked the other side, saw all kinds of room, and took off.
On first down, running play. And Kelly will take it up close to the 40-yard line before he'll go down. And suddenly, the HBU Huskies have some momentum.
First downs equal tempo. You see TSU standing around, not really sure where to line up. That tempo is starting to impact them up front.
6-yard pickup, give it to Kelly again. And this time he should have a first down as he gets close to the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 36. Let's update some stats. Tony Dawson tonight, 13 of 18 for 109 yards. A far cry from the 10 for 27 he was in the opener against Central Arkansas.
I was just about to say it. The difference in Dawson tonight and last week, night and day. You can see what it's done for this HBU offense.
So from the 36, 1st and 10, quick throw on the outside for Lewis. Spins away from the defense, gets inside the 20 to the 19 and maybe the 18-yard line. Wesley Lewis.
When Lewis is the lone receiver on the backside, it's going to be slant, hitch, or hitch and go. That are the only routes he's going to run, but he's 6'6".
Now the running play. B.J. Kelly up the middle to the 10-yard line before he'll be stood up.
Great mix here. Throwing the ball to Lewis, running Kelly inside. Great job here, play calling by the HBU staff. And you can see, look at the number of players on TSU with hands on their hips. That tempo has really had an impact. And Tom, we said at halftime, we were outside. It's still hot and muggy at 9 o'clock at night. These guys are struggling to get their wind.
Bell's got the handoff, and he should have the first down near the 9-yard line. Kelly had to come out of the ballgame because his helmet came off.
But because they've kept their backs fresh, Bell goes in after a rest, and he's able to pound it through there and get a first down. And now again, we're back to tempo inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
From the 9, and Bell will stay on the field. Quick throw on the outside. And taking it out to about the 5-yard line is Isaiah Hall. Small receiver for them, only 6'1".
Yeah, exactly. Bubble screen was the leading receiver last week against Central Arkansas. Just trying to see if he could slip a tackle, but you get it down to 2nd and 5. Down on the left hash, you got a right-handed quarterback. You put the receivers to the wide side. Keep an eye on Lewis to the back pylon here on the corner route.
Bell goes in motion to the right. They try to throw it out to him, almost deflected on the rush from the outside by Jarius Moore, the linebacker. Almost got a hand on it. Let's see if he did deflect it. No, he just went right by it.
He just missed it, but it was enough to distract Bell trying to make that catch. He might have had the opportunity to get in the end zone.
Yep.
He had man-to-man out there, so the receivers were locked on defensive backs. He might have gotten in had he been able to hang on to that one.
Now they'll go slot to the near side, one receiver to the far side.
81's got room to run the fade to the top of the screen.
Kelly is the back this time. Oh, and they threw it over the head of Adjton. Adjton was saying, come on, Tony, you got to give me a better ball than that.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That doesn't help my campaign for fullbacks. It was He literally was 5 yards out in the flat. Dawson had a little bit too much sauce on that one. But a good drive. You need to put 3 up on the board. I think in that situation, you had Lewis matched up one-on-one. I might have thrown a fade to the back of the end zone.
5 catches, as you saw there on the screen for Lewis. This time, the field goal try from Alex Chadwick from 23 yards is good. And TSU goes back on, HBU goes back on top by a score of 10-7, thanks to a 23-yard field goal from Alex Chadwick. (10-7) HBU over Texas Southern here at Husky Stadium on Saturday night. 8:27 to play. A 13-play, 86-yard drive that started back at their own 9-yard line, ended in a 22-yard field goal for Alec Chadwick, giving the Huskies a 3-point advantage.
Got there 2nd and 5, 2nd and goal from the 5. You've been throwing the ball to Lewis throughout that drive. He's gotten matched up on shorter corners, and you had wide open space to throw him the fade route. Didn't do it. I wonder if HBU gets down there again, whether they'll dial up either number 14, Ricardo Barnett at 6'5", or Lewis at 6'6" on the fade route down in the end zone. But they put points up on the board.
That's the important part.
That, they had to get points up on the board, and 4 of those 13 plays, big plays right there for the Huskies.
Short kick this time by Chadwick. One of the up men will field it at the 18-yard line. That's Upchurch, backup wide receiver, and he'll go out of bounds near the 30-yard line. They'll put him right at the 30-yard line. So Tony Upchurch with the catch. And that will bring Avarian Hertz and the TSU Tiger offense back on the field, trailing once again. Around the Southland, we got a delay in the game between McNeese State and Louisiana Lafayette, with Lafayette on top by 12 in that. Stephen F. Austin with a 6-point lead at the half. In the 4th, Samford with the edge on Central Arkansas, and Southeastern Louisiana leads Southern Utah in the 3rd. On 1st and 10, running play. And not much doing that time. And once again, I am really impressed with the front 7 of HBU's defense tonight, the way they have flowed to the football.
Front 4 has been great. Linebackers on that zone play, filling the right gaps. Cook really had nowhere to go. Tom, I'll tell you what, this HBU defense has been on top of it the entire game. Look, we still got a lot of football to play. I just can't see this HBU defense breaking down to where TSU could take advantage of it.
Cameron Lacroix leading the rush that time to snuff that out for no gain. 2nd down and 10. And Hertz is flushed out again. He's going to have to run. Oh, man, did he take a shot. And once again, Cameron Lacroix was the guy who got him right at the line of scrimmage. That's a big price to pay for no gain.
Well, Hurts made the first guy miss. Garrett Dolan, you see Dolan miss there, and I thought, ooh, maybe there's a play. Nope. And again, why? You had 4, 5, 6 Huskies sprinting from the inside. And I guarantee you that's been a focus for this defensive staff this week. We want all 11 guys at the football, because when Hurts makes a play, he's going to make a guy miss, and he did right there. The rest of you guys can clean it up and keep from big damage happening.
Saw Terrence Peters being worked on the sidelines for HBU on 3rd down and 10. Look out! They got him. The ball came loose. It's scooped up by Vanderbilt, and he will score. Oh, man, did Hurts get clobbered from the backside. The ball came loose. Vanderbilt scoops it up and in the end zone for a touchdown.
It is that man again, Garrett Dolan, off the right edge. Normally your Mike linebacker, but you see him come off the right side and just blasted Avarian Hurts. Ball came out. Vanderbilt picked it up. Touchdown Huskies, and now the referees, we do have a flag on the field. So we'll see what this is all about.
It's back here in the secondary. Well, actually, it's back at the original line of scrimmage, which was the 30-yard line. Well, we couldn't hear Eddie Kelly. Touchdown's going to count. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Probably excessive celebration would be my guess from the HBU bench. And so they'll penalize on the kickoff. But Vic Shealy will take that in exchange for the 6 points right there.
I don't know how many times we can say it, Tom. This defense has been phenomenal. They've showed different looks all game long. That one had Garrett Dolan rushing the right edge. Nobody accounted for him in the rush, and he put his chest right on Avarian Hurts, right his back, blew the ball. And I'd like to see this again at some point to see if that ball, I thought he might have been down, but Vanderbilt right there on the spot to pick it up and run it on in. But what a big play by this Husky defense.
Chadwick to try and tack on the point after a high snap. Duncan puts it down, and Chadwick will put it through with 6 minutes, 42 seconds to go. Here we go.
Here comes Dolan, and boom, knocks it free. Vanderbilt on the bounce, just like Carlos Correa. He looked like Correa at shortstop, just with the little short hop. But look at Dolan. He is free to the quarterback, and that ball did come out. Hit a couple of feet in there, and Vanderbilt was running right up the middle, able to take that with. Vanderbilt was spying again on Hurts, so he wasn't exactly rushing, but as soon as Dolan hit him, he was the man on the spot. Garrett Dolan, 3 solos, 3 tackles for a loss, a sack, and a forced fumble. I hope Brian Cushing's watching tonight, because that's the kind of performance that he needs tomorrow against Jay Cutler and the Chicago Bears.
Well, I tell you what, when you watch number 40 play for HBU, Garrett Dolan, 18 tackles last week. You know, he came with 110 tackles last year, an all-Southland Conference performer, and he's just a junior. He started every game since he's been here in an HBU uniform, and now the walk-off for the excessive celebration.
Talk about the face of the HBU program. It probably is Garrett Dolan.
Yeah.
It probably is him. He's given this defense an identity. This is one of the more nastier performances I've seen from a defense in a while. University of Houston last week, that physicality they played with was outstanding. You're seeing that same sort of physical nature tonight from HBU, but the different looks they've thrown at Hurts, that's been the complete difference in this game.
Chadwick approaches, will kick this one away. Running up for it, taking it almost over his head at the 23-yard line is Daquan Jones. And Jones will get out over the 40-yard line out to the 42. So TSU is going to have great scoring position, but they trail for the first time by 2 scores. It's 17-7.
And now you're putting a hot defense back on the field with a TSU offense that is struggling. It's struggling to throw the ball. It's struggling to protect the quarterback to give him time to throw the football. Receivers aren't getting open. What has worked is number 3. And I don't know how many times you can give it to Tyler Cook and how many different ways you can give it to him.
Right.
But this is that time you probably need to get 3 out in space and see what he can do.
3 receivers come to the near side. Cook is shaded this way on the right shoulder of Avarian Hurts on 1st and 10. Quick screen on the outside, but no place to go for Austin Watts. And again, blue shirts all around the football. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
It is contagious when a defense plays like this. You see one guy make a big hit, a big play, then other guys want to do the same thing. There's such pivotal moments in a game when the physical nature on defense takes hold of a team. And then you see the offense feed off of that. And that's what you see from HBU tonight. The defense has set the tone. The offense is following. But the defense is taking care of its own business, scoring almost as many points as the offense has tonight.
2nd down and 10 from the 43. Four-man rush. Hurts throws on the outside, juggled right through the hands of Bryson Cummings. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Can't throw that ball any better. It's a good shot here from Hurts. Kept the safety out of there, looked off the one side, hit him right in the hands. Freshman's got to come up with that. And again, we mentioned this at the outset. No Derek Griffin tonight. 6'7", all SWAC wide receiver, not playing tonight. We wondered aloud which receiver would step up and fill that void. Right now, nobody has, and that's been a big issue for TSU.
Back to either shoulder for Hurts now on this 3rd down and 10. Here come the linebackers. They'll bring 6. Hurts is in trouble. Swings to the outside. Now throws back and incomplete. At about the 42-yard line, he was looking for Tracy Johnson, who came up looking for a flag, but none coming.
Number 40, Garrett Dolan. Again, I think we mentioned him a few times on this drive. Watch the pressure that he creates up the middle. Chasing after him, forced him out of there. And then you saw number 49 there, Andre Walker, forcing Hurts to the sideline to have to make a really difficult throw. Again, HBU defense gets them off the field, and now you get the ball back to your offense with a 10-point lead.
And Halstead will do the kicking once again. Brandon Taylor stands inside his 20 to receive. Low snap. And a wobbler comes out of there by Halstead, and Taylor runs up and makes a fair catch at his own 26-yard line. 5 minutes, 21 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. TSU, I've done that all night long. HBU has put up 10 points in the span of a minute and a half to go on top, 17-7. Back here at Husky Stadium, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Abraham Watkins, Nichols, Sorrells, Augusto, and friends. Tens of thousands of people have trusted Abraham Watkins to handle their cases since 1951. Call them today for a free consultation. Also by a Roadrunner Moving and Storage, 713-417-9593. By Wells Fargo, together we'll go far. And by BigPlayTracker.com, where the Big Play scoreboard is 15-10 in favor of the HBU Huskies. They lead the real scoreboard 17-7. And HBU with the ball at their own 27-yard line. Delayed handoff, it's swallowed up in the backfield is B.J. Kelly. And quickly off the line of scrimmage to the ball is the defensive end, Damon King.
Kelly was so excited to get on the field for that play. The team was still huddling up on the sideline, and he was already out, almost lined up at his running back position. He is sitting up on the turf. Hopefully this is just cramps, but the training staff is out getting a chance to look at B.J. Kelly as Bell checks into the game. And that could end up being an issue, Tom. We saw Terrence Peters down on the sideline. Don't know if he'll be able to come back in the game.
They're working on his left foot.
And now we've got B.J. Kelly. He's walking off under his own power. That looks a lot like the walk when you have cramps.
Yeah.
That is definitely cramps, so hopefully he'll get hydrated and get back in this game before too long. But we talked about at halftime, keep your backs fresh. Well, this is why. Peters dinged up a little bit. B.J. Kelly looking like he's dealing with cramps. Now it looks like Craig Bell's going to have to tote the mail here for a while.
Kelly missed the opening game with a quad bruise. Now seeing his first action tonight. Bell empties the backfield on 2nd and long, and Adjton will take the handoff up the middle. Bounce off a couple of tacklers, and finally will be bulldogged down at the 30-yard line by Jamal Lucas. But Lucas at 230 almost looks small compared to the 240-pound Adjton.
Give it to the fullback. That's how you change things up, baby. Political campaign in 2016. Give it to the fullback and change the college rule. You're not down when you hit a knee. Change those and we're good. I'm living on those tenets right there, Tom.
3rd down and 7 coming up from the 30-yard line. Fake the handoff. Dawson scrambles away from pressure and will now run and cannot get away. Short tackle on the outside for Demetrius Johnson.
Excellent pursuit by nickelback there, Johnson. Looked like Dawson might have had some room to run. Hit a little slant and go working on that far sideline, but it wasn't there. So as Dawson leaves, he's got some room. And now watch Johnson close. Man, that is a great job and an excellent tackle out in space, and it needed 3 and out for TSU on that drive.
Austin Watts drops back to his 30 to await the punt from Guzman. Backpedals and makes the fair catch at the 22-yard line. Nice kick by Guzman there of 48 yards. We'll stay here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. 3rd downs in tonight's ball game. Let's see if we can pull it up here on our stat monitor. 1 of 10 for TSU, 4 of 11 for HBU.
Most of TSU's 3rd downs, Tom, have been 3rd
long.
And long. Now, how you define long is up to you, but it's been at least 8 yards or more almost every 3rd down. And they picked up one of them on a screen pass. That really is the only way they were able to pick up a 3rd down. Right
and
now,
one came on a penalty.
Right. Right now, they need to pick up every blue shirt and account for him in the blocking scheme. That they need to do.
Empty backfield. They look to the outside, thrown and dropped on the outside by Daquan Jones.
2nd time they tried to run that tunnel screen with Jones. And unfortunately, the 2nd time he's not been able to hang on to a surefire throw from a Varian Hurts.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Tough night throwing the football for Hurts. Is just 7 of 21. But his receivers haven't helped him out a lot either.
And his offensive line has given up some of that pressure too, which has made him throw a number of those passes away as well.
Here they come, 7-man rush. Hurts is in trouble inside his 10. Throwing for the sideline, overthrows his intended receiver Johnson right at the line of scrimmage. So he'll be able to avoid an intentional grounding call because he never got outside the tackle box. But he got it to the line of scrimmage, and there was a receiver in the area.
He spun away from G, who was coming on the safety blitz. Some of the best plays Hurts has had tonight has been when he's wheeled away from pressure just to be able to throw the ball away and avoid a 12 to 15-yard sack. Those have been a couple of his best plays. And yet, it's only 17-7. A couple of big plays can get them back in this thing.
Cook will be to the left of Hurts on this 3rd down and 10. Only a 4-man rush. They throw, caught by Johnson, but he's going to be shy of the first down at the 30-yard line by 2 yards.
I know that HBU's put a ton of pressure on Hurts, but this is on Johnson. When you're a wide receiver on 3rd down, you have got to get beyond that stick, because if you've got to work yourself back for the reception, you'll catch it for the first down. But if you get short of the stick, well, you end up short of the stick, as he is on this one. It's inexcusable. Receivers got to get beyond that first down marker and make that catch on the other side for the first down.
Brandon Taylor not dropping back very far at his own 40-yard line as Medina comes in for the rugby kick and got a good one away. Backpedaling to the 25 was Taylor. Eludes one man but can't get rid of him altogether. Tevin Jones was first one down on special teams, missed him the first time but stayed with it and brought him down at the 21.
TSU's defense with the 3-and-out last series. Need another one. HBU would love to chew up some of this clock, putting Craig Bell in the game at running back. You see Terrence Peters walking around on the sideline. He looks like he could go back in the game. We'll keep an eye on B.J. Kelly. Looks like it's going to be Craig Bell's ball game for now. This is the time when that run game needs to really pick it up, Tom, to start taking chunks of time and chunks of yards. That would help this HBU offense get on into the 4th quarter with a 10-point lead.
Lewis and Hall go to the far side. On the near side is Barnett. And Bell's going to sweep to the right, but he's got no place to go. The white shirts that time were all over him. Devon King, one of them there. Devin Williams, one of them there. A loss of 5 back to the 16.
Mark Wheeler was flying from his inside position. Great job by the TSU front.
There you see 3rd downs tonight. Critical to these teams keeping drives alive, and they haven't been able to do it much. Throwing, and almost a sensational one-handed catch by Lewis, but a flag is in. Closely covered on the outside by Demetrius Johnson.
Looks like one of the officials signaling holding.
Holding. Defense. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Don't get a number, but I think it's going to be Johnson. Watch it here on the outside. Yeah, you can see him dragging the jersey. And maybe that's why Lewis didn't make the one-handed catch.
He almost came up with that, but again, we go back to when HBU was down inside the red zone earlier. They had the same matchup. Lewis being 6'6", Johnson at 6 foot. Could have gone to that matchup down in the red zone, did there, and it got HBU a first down.
Running play and no place to go for Craig Bell. Thrown to the turf by Cedric Walker and friends. Let's go quickly on the sidelines to Jeff Power. Jeff Power on the sideline.
Hey, I was just talking with B.J. Kelly here on the sideline. Looks like he's got cramps in both calves, but that's good news. Remember, he had a torn quadricep, had to have surgery for it, so it's good to see him on the sidelines walking around now, just cramps, but of course Craig Bell's in the game now. Back upstairs to you.
After the 4-yard loss, 2nd and long, Dawson scrambles out to his right. He'll run out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 32. 10-yard gain on the play. It'll leave the Huskies with a 3rd down and 4 coming up.
Dawson's looked so much more composed than he was last week. And I understand the first game jitters. I get that. You're on the road. You want to look great. He's just settled in from play 1 tonight. He's been in full control of this game. He's made great decisions. I've been really impressed with what Tony Dawson has brought to his HBU offense tonight.
On a big 3rd down and 4, Dawson will throw. Over the middle he goes at the 40-yard line. Is it caught? Yes, it is. And it's Wesley Lewis with the sliding grab for the first down.
So difficult to cover for anybody 5'10", 5'11", that doesn't matter. Demetrius Johnson's listed as 6'1", and they're going hurry up as Bell takes it through for a couple of yards. But back to that Lewis catch. You don't see corners at 6'2", 6'3" very often. 6'1", Demetrius Johnson is listed as 6'1", and he's Lilliputian compared to Lewis. And Lewis is just running a slant and using his body to block him away from the ball, just like you would in basketball. Lewis doing a great job out there, perimeter receiver tonight.
Second down and 7 coming up from the 43-yard line, and now the Huskies may be going to let this clock run down. Play clock is not moving. The game clock is down to 3, down to 2, and down to 1, and that will be the end of the third quarter. But a big outburst in the middle of the period, a minute and a half separation, 10 points for HBU, and the Huskies will take that 10-point advantage into the fourth and final quarter here tonight at Husky Stadium.
No, I didn't make that purchase. Someone must have my card number. So I can pick up a new debit card right now? Thank you. All right, everyone, follow me.
Coach, the gym is that way.
Okay, everyone, do some squats.
Come on. This may take a while. Here's your card.
Thank you.
Instant issue debit cards. Security, convenience, together.
Well, that was fast.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Where next? The dentist?
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
Not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
"15 minutes to play here on Saturday night at Husky Stadium in Houston, where the HBU Huskies own a 17-7 lead over the Texas Southern Tigers. First ever matchup between these two schools, separated by about 10 miles. And the stat figures are lopsided in favor of the Huskies. 331 yards of offense compared to just 61 for the TSU Tigers. Unbelievable defensive display tonight for HBU. But right now their offense is on the field with a second down and 7. Dawson, play fake, throw back,
wide open.
Blocked. And a marker down. Derek Lyles blocked the pass.
Personal foul. Roughing the pass. 33. 15 yards. Automatic.
But
First down.
Jarius Moore, who is coming from the other side, deemed with the late hit. Watch it here.
I know this ends up being a 15-yard penalty, but Terrence Peters is wide open up the HBU sideline. He wheeled out of the backfield, and he was wide open. That's exactly who Dawson was looking for. You saw the late hit there. That's all about frustration. That's all frustration. This TSU defense has been out for 60 plays thus far. The offense hasn't done much. That was all about frustration. But I'm telling you right now, Tom, had Dawson been able to get that throw off clean, that wouldn't have been just 15 yards. That might have been a house call with Peters catching that football up the sideline.
It's good to see Peters back at the ball game after he was shaken up. We saw them work on his left foot. Now he's got the handoff on 1st and 10. And he'll go over the right side and dive inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Mamachoko in on the stop, along with Lyles.
And HBU back to tempo. Here we go.
Peters again, trying to turn the corner, does, and will get out near the 30-yard line with a first down.
Not exactly sure what happened to Terrence Peters in that third quarter, but he got his cleats back on. He stuck those suckers in the ground, and he turned the corner right there to pick up a big first down for HBU. And again, this offense with first downs are like currency. They're like tokens you take to the arcade because you now can get into tempo and really keep TSU back on their heels. This is when HBU's offense has been at its best tonight. Pick up the first down, execute, pick up the first down, and then get back up to the line of scrimmage and really force TSU to have to scramble to get lined up to defend you on first down.
Devon King is the player for Texas Southern, shaken up at the 24-yard line. It almost looked like he was indicating he took a shot in the lower back on the left side.
King has been fantastic for TSU. He's been one of the standouts. Devon King, the senior, 6'4", 260 out of Houston. He has been outstanding tonight for TSU. Unfortunately, he's been one of the few guys on either side of the ball that has stepped up and made plays. King has been all over the place for TSU. Hopefully he can get back in the game, but his defensive mates have got to pick him up at this point, especially that defensive front. If HBU is going to pound the rock with power, with speed option, that defensive front has got to shut that down and keep HBU from advancing any further and putting more points on the board, be it field goal or touchdown.
So Devin Williams will come in to replace King, at least for the moment. King had 7 tackles in that loss to Prairie View on Sunday. So a new set of downs for the Huskies. Lewis goes in motion. You fake the jet sweep. Dawson flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to keep and run at the 25-20 and out of bounds near the first down stick at the 19-yard line. They may give him 10 in a 1st and 10. Lucas chased him out of bounds.
Dawson looked to the front side, couldn't find anything. It looked like Barnett was going to run a post all the way across the field, and Dawson might have had a chance to throw it to him, but got a great block there from his right guard. Kicked out, turned it up inside, got the first down.
Quick throw on the outside. This is Hall. And Hall doesn't have much. He was hit almost immediately by Demetrius Johnson. Limit that to a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
It's key right now for TSU. Let's do some math here. 17-7. You hold them to field goal, it's still a 2-score game. Give up a touchdown, it becomes a 3-score game onto the 4th quarter. That's tough to come back from.
Up the middle now, Kelly back in the ball game. He's got nothing. And Devin Williams, the man we said replacing King in, make the early penetration and covering up on the top was Jarius Moore. No gain. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
This has been a spot where HBU has gone out to number 81, Lewis. This is where they've looked him up on the slant. I wouldn't be surprised to see TSU roll safety help here and try and take that away, or have a linebacker drop right into it. You can see Bamajoko right there, might be in that distance.
Dawson looking the other way. Pump fake, throwing for the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Barnett. Double covered there on the outside. McMorris was there along with Rice.
And you can see the thinking by HBU. We've run the slant, we've heard him with that. Pump the slant and go. Run a little sluggo. McMorris had a lot of jersey there. And by a lot of jersey, I mean he yanked Barnett down to the ground. But if it's not called, it's not pass interference.
Barnett slow to get off the field and slow to get on the field is the kicker, Alec Chadwick. This one will be from 35 yards. Play clock is down to 5. Duncan will spot it. Chadwick will hit it. And it's no good. He hooked it to the left. And see, that was all off balance right from the very beginning. So HBU goes away empty with 12 minutes, 30 seconds to play. But they still lead by 10 here in the 4th quarter.
You said it perfectly. He was laking off the
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. Oh, okay.
You see Alec Chadwick on the miss. And I don't know if he was that upset or the TSU player running by him. He was trying to draw a penalty from Jamal Lucas. We'll go down and check in with Ashley Pendergraft right after this play here. 1st and 10 for
All right,
TSU.
guys, just a little injury update for Damon Kitten right now. He was taken off to the sidelines. He was holding his lower left back. Trainer Sonnet was concerned enough to take him into the locker room, take his pads off, and take a closer look. We don't have an exact diagnosis, but hopefully it's not serious. We'll keep you updated if anything does come about or more information does come my way later in the game. All right, guys.
All right, Ashley, thanks very much. On 1st and 10, Hurts scrambles out to the right, got brought down from behind, lost the football, but fortunately TSU maintained possession after a loss of 3 to the 17.
Teron Timmons flying from the backside. Looked like Hurts was about to settle up the throw, and Timmons just engulfed him, knocked the ball away. But fortunately for TSU, able to get back on the ball.
2nd down and long. It seems to be a symptom all night long for this TSU offense. They've been facing long no matter what it is. And here comes the blitz again. They bring 6. Hurts throws, has a man across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line. Tracy Johnson Jr.
Why was that play different from any others? Watch the blitz pickup here by Cook. It's a late show by Turner and Dolan, but Cook, the freshman, sees it, picks him up, finally gave Hurts, look at this block right there, boom. Excellent job. It gave Hurts a window. He was able to find Johnson for a 1st down. Running backs as freshmen don't get on the field if they can't pass protect. That was an excellent job by Cook right there to pick up that blitzer.
Out at the 33, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Swing it out for Cook. Cook up the sideline, just runs through people. Look at that. There were 4 blue shirts there, and he picked up 4 yards after contact.
I feel like I've seen that before. Somewhere, sometime. Yeah, earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Look at this. Cook knows what he's got to do to get another 1st down. Runs through 3 tacklers. Keeps the legs going. Got no help really from Johnson, the wide receiver, with the block. Did that all on his own. Throw the ball to number 3. Great job on a blitz pickup. Excellent job in the receiving game. Now hand him the football and see what he can do running it. Show him to be a true triple threat.
Now out to the 45-yard line. Hurts throws again. Johnson again with a catch for about an 8-yard gain. Chris Taylor there on the coverage. Not let him go any further downfield.
Great pitch and catch. Again, why Hurts has time to throw. Cook picked up Dolan, who was coming on the B-gap blitz. Cut him down. That's the window Hurts needed. That's the one thing Hurts hasn't had tonight. Any clean windows to throw the football. He's had 2 in a row and hit Johnson both times for significant gains.
2 receivers to either side on 2nd down and 2. Unusual situation for TSU. 2nd and short. Hurts will throw on the sideline for the 1st down. And driven back is Johnson once again, and those two seem to be developing a chemistry here on this drive.
They certainly do. They're getting man coverage over there, singled up on that side of the field. And with Chris Taylor over there, it looks like he's the corner on that side, and now they're going back to Broussard, number 13, on that side as Taylor comes out of the ball game. But Hurts to Johnson, it's working. You're getting nice protection, solid protection up front, and now you're moving the football a little bit. This game isn't rocket science. Protect the guy throwing the football, he'll find a receiver.
1st and 10 from the HBU 43. 4-man rush. Hurts with time over the middle, and it's a diving catch made just near the 20-yard line by Austin Watts.
Hurts again with time to throw. Watts getting into the opening. Excellent job by the receiver to find the opening, and then Hurts to throw him even further into an open spot on the field. Excellent job by Varian Hurts right now. Tom, keep in mind that missed field goal.
Right.
Kept it a 2-score game. It would have been a 2-score game regardless, but a touchdown here cuts it to 3 as opposed to cutting it to 7. This is a big drive to put points up on the board.
3 receivers again to the near side. Blitz coming. Hurts throwing the fade pattern down the sideline. Incomplete. Penalty marker down. Broussard on the coverage. And Johnson was the intended receiver.
Hurts with a beautiful fade route throw. Put it right where his guy was going to catch it, or it was going to end up being incomplete. They might get defensive pass interference. You're talking about this one. We'll see. Yep. Looks like that's what we're going to get on Broussard, who just checked back into the game.
Right.
For Taylor, who had been over there at the beginning of this drive. And there it is, a 15-yard pass interference call.
Watch here as the ball goes up. And see, oh, look at that. Well, the first move was from Johnson. A little tap on the helmet.
Like I said, I was a former defensive back. That was offensive PI.
And the 15-yard walk-off moves it down to the 6-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Varian Hurts has found his stride and found his rhythm. But it's imperative they punch it in here from the 5, from the 6.
Cook will be at the left shoulder. Hurts going to tuck it and run behind the block from Cook. Couldn't get away. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Moncourt among those leading the charge, along with Andre Walker.
Garrett Dolan is some kind of football player, Tom. I've been so impressed with his ability to sniff out the football, find it, and then go wrap up and make plays. But this entire linebacking core, you mentioned Moncourt, Turner, Dolan, those guys have been all over it all night.
2nd down and goal from back of the 8-yard line now. Cook starts in motion, throw back the other way to the outside, leaping attempt, incomplete. Going up high for the ball was Austin Watts, but Broussard was there on coverage.
They flipped Broussard to this side of the field once they got down in goal-to-go territory. And Watts has this ball. You can see it. Great fade throw from Hurts. Perfect location. And watch Broussard right at the last moment. That is textbook man-to-man fade route execution right there. Broussard waited for that ball to come down. He raked the arms and got it out of there. And this is a big 3rd down. TSU has to get this in the end zone. Points are imperative, but they need to get this one in the end zone.
Play clock at 3, at 2. Hurts has it, throwing back the other way to the outside. Caught for a touchdown. Watts this time going the other way. Makes a diving catch at the goal line for the score, and it's 17-13.
Varian Hurts made throws on this drive that were brilliant. This is a fade stop. Watts looks like he's going to run the fade, but the corner, Hardiman, is right there in perfect position, so the quarterback's taught you throw the back shoulder. He threw it to the back shoulder. Watts adjusted. Hardiman unable to. Threw it for the touchdown, and it looks like, are we going to have a review on this? Nope. Looks like we're going to kick it.
Well, they were holding for the replay official to take a look at it just to be sure. College football, every play is under review, and it upholds as the touchdown. And now an important point after is blocked. And Dolan got the tip ball, but that's a big missed point because now TSU trails by 4 instead of 3 with 7 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Special teams come up big for the HBU Huskies, who maintain a 4-point lead midway through the 4th quarter.
Ooh. Jeez. Good Lord. It's probably Dolan right now. It's probably Dolan right now. I think it's Dolan right now. If they get another big stop and he's a big part of it, I think it's got to be Dolan. Right. Hey, what do we got on Dawson's numbers? What do you got, Tom?
Offense.
17, 25, 130. And if he throws, no, okay. Yeah, it's probably it's Dolan if they stop him and hold him right here. Peters goes down and scores again, then we might have to rethink that. You guys agree with that or no?
Back here at Husky Stadium, 17-13 our score. TSU with a 9-play, 80-yard scoring drive. An 8-yard touchdown pass from Averian Hurts to Austin Watts for the touchdown. But the point after try, you see the touchdown right there, back shoulder throw. And caught there by Watts. But the point after try was blocked. So instead of being a 3-point game, it's a 4-point game here, with the Huskies still on top with 7:47 to go.
And keep in mind, HBU has missed 2 field goals, but they did get that big block right there, and Garrett Dolan did pick it up, tried to run it back. Could have had 2 points at the end of it, unable to do that. But how about the throws by Averian Hurts on that drive? We just saw the back shoulder for a touchdown, and that's a brilliant throw. That's a throw that really over the last 10 to 15 years has become more in vogue in football.
Absolutely.
And as a defensive back, you can be in great spot. Chris Hardeman was in a great spot right there, but because Watts had room on the sideline to move and maneuver, Hurts just threw it to that spot to the back shoulder. Watts made the adjustment, made the catch. Hardeman, great coverage, but it's just really hard to stop that as a defensive corner when you got that room out there that Watts took advantage of.
Medina's kick goes 2 yards into the end zone. And David Racine will bring it out. Broken tackle, got to the 20 with some daylight. To the 30, still on his feet, and stumbles out of bounds. Near the 40-yard line, it was Medina, the kicker, who got enough of him around the ankles to throw him off balance.
He had a little bit of room, but I'll tell you this, after that long drive for TSU to put that one in the end zone, getting great field position was paramount. And you can see the blocking there. Great, got up the field. He'll hate the fact that the kicker knocked him out of bounds. He'll hear about that. David Racine, 6'3", 205. He'll hear about that tonight, there's no question. But it won't matter a whole lot if HBU gets the win. He'll just laugh it off. But big play to give them good field position here.
Peters in the orange shoes trying to cut back. And he'll get out to about the 44-yard line before they can finally wrestle him down. Man at the top of the pile there was Eric Mitchell Jr., backup linebacker from the Colony, Texas.
Start one way, jump cut the other, stop, spin, give somebody change, pick up 4 yards. Terrence Peters, I would hate to have to tackle Peters. I'm not even sure that he knows where he's running half the time.
Jet sweep. This time it's Hall. Around the corner up near the first down marker. Where did he step out? The official steps in and will mark him at the 39, make the 49-yard line, a yard shy of the first down marker.
All right, it's 3rd and 1. I know Peters and Bell and Kelly are all fantastic. This is where I turn and hand it to my fullback, but unfortunately you got him in the slot.
He's on the H-back spot. They give it to Kelly, and he's got no place to go. TSU's defense all over that. Caleb Jennings from the inside. Lucas was there. Among others, a loss of 3 back to the 46. Watch. There's the big penetration from Jennings right up the gut.
Number 91, Caleb Jenkins. Great play and a needed play right there to get the 3 and out for TSU. Now, if I'm doing my math right, TSU doesn't have anywhere near 11 players on the field.
Wobbly kick will hit inside the 20, inside the 10. He'll be taking on a couple of hops there by Watts. And Watts up the sideline. He's got daylight to the 40. One man to beat. Midfield, and did he stay in bounds? Yes! Austin Watts is going to take it the distance. Unbelievable.
Tom, there's a flag on the far side of the field, but I'm telling you, there were only 10 TSU Tigers out there. They didn't have the full complement of players out on the field, and Watts still took it to the house.
How does that happen? Now the discussion on the flag.
He got one block, turned the Jets on, and he was gone. He had to make one guy miss right there. The punter stayed in bounds.
Did he stay in bounds?
I don't know. They threw a flag. I don't know what the flag is on, but we'll have to see whether he stayed in bounds or not.
Unbelievable run. And the discussion among the officiating crew continues at about the 12-yard line.
So we got two things at work. Did he step out of bounds? And then they're discussing the flag. He did a little hop down the sideline and had the wherewithal to keep going after he sort of collected himself.
You don't hear a whistle, you keep running.
Again, 10 guys on the field. This will drive special teams coaches crazy.
Touchdown. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Against Texas Southern.
So excessive celebration after the score. We'll watch it again here as Watts becomes a tightrope act as Guzman tried to knock him out of bounds. Hard to tell from that angle. He was very close to the boundary, but there were officials right there who had a better look than we did. And they say touchdown. And TSU's got the lead at 19-17.
An unfortunate breakdown on HBU's special teams, the first time really all night. But Tom, as I looked out there, you could tell TSU was caught in between punt safe and regular punt return. And you can tell, look at the TSU guys, they don't really know where to go. They just sort of run in that direction of Watts. Watts has made everybody
tried
miss
to push him out of bounds, and somehow he kept it in bounds there, and again in bounds there, and after that, he was off and home free for the final 35 yards.
Further touchdown.
Well, Eddie Kelly's mic is cutting in and out, but the key thing here is that the ruling is that the call stands, which means they don't have enough proof to overturn the call.
Absolutely.
Nor do they have enough proof to confirm it, because they would announce it differently. The call would be confirmed if the replay officials saw for sure that the call on the field is correct, but they had to go with the guys who were closest to it. So now Medina will try an important point after here. Remember, his last one was blocked. He needs this to make it a 3-point game again. Good snap and hold. This time the kick is up and through. And with 5:53 to go, TSU on top for the first time tonight on an electric punt return from Austin Watts.
Right there, the punter's got to get him out of bounds. And we talked about this earlier in the game, about using the sideline as your 12th defender. The punter didn't do that on that particular moment. He had the opportunity to knock him out of bounds. Guzman did, but he didn't give Watts, he wasn't in the proper position to really kind of pin him and get him to the sideline. He was worried about Watts cutting back on him, which I don't blame him. Punters aren't out there to make tackles, but that's an opportunity there where you have to make that play. He cannot get beyond you. But again, I go back to the fact that TSU was an unorganized mess out there, and Watts completely bailed him out of that play.
Now here's one observation from my untrained eye. Because that ball hit at the 20 and then took a hop or two before Watts decided to pick it up, maybe the cover team relaxed just enough to give Watts that daylight to get to the corner.
There's no maybe. There's no maybe there. You hit it, Tom. That's exactly what happened. when the ball is rolling towards the goal line, that's exactly what the punt cover team does. They relax. And then all of a sudden he picks it up.
And they go, uh-oh.
And then they got to pick it back up. Well, he's hitting it to the other sideline, and he's gone. And this game has just been turned on its ear.
Medina's kick bounces the goal line and out. It'll come back to the 25-yard line. And just like that, the big play scoreboard has reverted. It's 25-22 in favor of TSU right now.
And you look at this last drive, the drive for a touchdown, and then that play, 2, 4, 6, 7 big plays minus the missed and blocked extra point. But that's what TSU's been able to do. And really, all they had to do to generate those big plays was protect Devarian Hurts. That really was all they had to do.
Yeah, give him a little time.
They did it, and because they've stayed in this game, one punt return like that gives them the lead 20-17.
Empty backfield for Dawson, throwing far sideline, caught at the 30-yard line, but tackled immediately by McMorris. Pass on the outside for Ricardo Bennett. Good for 5 yards.
You got plenty of time. You got 5:40 on the clock. The whole playbook is out there in front of you. You've run tempo and you've gotten first downs. You're in a great position. That's what you tell Tony Dawson at this point. Relax. You're good. You got plenty of time. Let her rip.
Quick throw near side. Whoa, man. What a tackle on Isaiah Hall. Oh, baby.
Jamal Lucas is a heat-seeking missile. He will find the football. Watch him close and make this tackle. Boom, right there.
Oh.
That is how you do it. That is good, excellent. Not just good, that's excellent linebacker play right there by Jamal Lucas.
Fortunately, Hall deemed to go far enough for the first down at the 36-yard line. Down to 5:03 and counting. Dawson with a handoff on the far side on the jet sweep. Hall taking it on the jet sweep, and he'll get out to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 4.
And you can see what that punt return did for this TSU defense. Even though HBU's picked up chunks of yards tonight, this defense has kept them in the game, and now they've got new life. And Damon King, number 97, one of the best defenders, is back on the field.
Yep. Jet sweep this way for Hall. He's got a couple of blockers this time. And he'll get to about the 48-yard line before he'll be stood up. The guy who first made contact was Archie Rice, the safety. And that help came from the inside out. We have an injured TSU player.
That's Jarius Moore down on the field right now as both training staffs rush out to take a look at him. Last couple of plays that Hall has carried the football or caught the football, there have been some collisions. It's funny, everybody calls, oh, football's a contact sport. No, it's a collision sport. That was exhibit A, B, and C right there because those two secondary guys were right there.
Thank you, Bill Russell, for that. The FCS top 12, North Dakota State on top. Richmond, Sam Houston State representing the Southland Conference in the number 4 spot. McNeese at number 11. So a couple of Southland teams in the top 12 for the FCS standings for this week of the season. But, you know, we live here in Southeast Texas, so we know about the Southland Conference. A lot of people just don't know just how good the competition in the Southland Conference is.
Yeah, there's no question. You see two of them in the top 11 here. This is the top 12 tonight. Alabama put it on Western Kentucky today. Clemson struggled with Troy at home. That was probably a shock, yeah. Right there. Florida State with the big win over Ole Miss on Monday, and then turning around beating Charleston Southern. And keep an eye right there on the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes. They go to Oklahoma next week. That's going to be a whale of a ball game in Norman, Ohio State and Oklahoma.
So from the 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
He's got room.
Peters on the run inside the 40 to the sideline, 35, still on his feet, 20, 10, touchdown, Terrence Peters. 51 yards, no markers down.
No jump cut needed. Just read his blocks perfectly, got inside that final stalk block by his wide receiver, and then hit it for the end zone. What an excellent run by Terrence Peters, his 2nd touchdown. This a little bit more direct route than his other one. But man, you talk about clutch. What a run by Terrence Peters, the young man out of Stratford High School. We got ourselves a wonderful game, Tom Franklin. This is fun.
Another big extra point here because we got a 3-point game at 23-20. And Chadwick will tack it on, so HBU goes up by 4 at 24-20 with 4:08 to play. Watch the touchdown run.
Breaks a tackle there, gets a good block from Lewis.
Stayed in bounds.
That is key. Stayed in bounds. TSU trying to shove him out of bounds. You can see right there, look at it, the shake, the jukes, right, boom. The cut back inside was what got him in the end zone. And he ran, those TSU defenders had an angle on him, or so it looked. And Peters was able to plant that right foot right near the sideline and hit it upfield. And they lost their angle very quickly. Excellent night for Terrence Peters, who now has 155 yards on 14 carries and 2 touchdowns. Wonderful night for the junior from Stratford.
That's just what the doctor ordered for Vic Shealy's crew right now in this ball game. The momentum had definitely shifted. The tide had gone in favor of the maroon and white for Texas Southern. But to come back and answer that 93-yard punt return with a 51-yard scoring run by Peters, a big, big weapon right there.
We talked about the 19 starters returning. Guys that are juniors have been around this program for a while.
Since
and
the
you
beginning.
can see the leadership growing. Garrett Dolan with Terrence Peters not allowing his team to lose this game. Look, we still got a lot of football to play, but that was a leadership sort of run to put your head down and get what you can and then break it onto the open for a big score.
Chadwick's kick coming toward the far sideline, and it'll be Watts. He'll take it at the 3. He's got some daylight. 30 to the 40, and they'll bring him down at about the 45-yard line. And that's the kicker, Chadwick, who makes the tackle on the play, but Watts almost did it again.
Austin Watts has dominated the fourth quarter. He caught the back shoulder catch for a touchdown. He had the punt return. He now gives TSU the ball at
great field position
their
at the
own
45
with plenty of time left. Austin Watts has flipped this game on its ear. Yes, Terrence Peters put HBU back in front, but number 10, he's found the magic sauce. He's not on the field on this play. They'll give him a little bit of a rest. But we'll see what Avarian Hurts can pull out now. Down by 4. Tom, as you mentioned, that missed extra point is going to be key. But I'd almost rather be down by 4 because it forces my hand as a play caller and decision maker later.
Right.
I've got to go for the touchdown later.
I'm with you. 4-man front. No blitz. Hurts throwing it deep. Near side, leaping attempt, no good at the 20-yard line. Trying to go up for the ball was Carter Jefferson. And good coverage by Chris Hardiman.
The transfer from Oklahoma State, right in the hip pocket. Look at him play this perfectly. Same way we talked about Broussard in the end zone a few plays earlier in this game in the fourth quarter. Hardiman right where he needed to be, waited for that ball to come down, and then swatted the arms away. Excellent play by the transfer from Oklahoma State.
3 receivers come to the near side, with one of them being the tight end Smalls. 2nd and 10. Blitz is coming.
Hit it perfectly.
Hurts in trouble, throws on the sideline, throw it out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
They hit it perfectly. They knew the snap count. You can see HBU moving at the snap, and the blitzers hit it perfectly. Right as the ball was snapped, they were hitting the line of scrimmage, which is exactly what you want. If you're a blitzer, you want to hit that perfectly, and they did, and that forced Hurts to roll to his right, and now it sets up a 3rd and long. I wouldn't be surprised to see number 10 be the go-to receiver on this down, and he's lined up here down in the slot.
2 extra defensive backs came in for this play on 3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Hurts is in trouble. Has to throw it away on the sideline. Boy, when Hurts needed his offensive line to step up, they haven't been able to pick up HBU here because they got the momentum right back with a big kickoff return, great field position, and they go 3 and out. Here's Dolan on the run.
Dolan had a sack early on when he came off the edge free. That was the same blitz, and TSU missed it again letting
Texas
Dolan
Southern.
run straight to Hurts,
First
forcing
off.
Hurts to roll to the right and have to throw that one away.
He had nothing to do. No time to be a hero right there. After tonight's ball game, HBU will be home for the next 2 weeks for Abilene Christian and Sam Houston State here at Husky Stadium. Then on the road at Western Kentucky before returning home for Nicholls State. Then a big road trip coming up after that, starting with Southeastern Louisiana.
That Nicholls State team played Georgia to a 2-point game. Now, it was Nicholls' first game of the year, but Nicholls went to Georgia 26-24. They ended up losing the ball game. But throughout the day, I kept seeing that score, and I thought, something's wrong. Like, what's going on here? This must be in the first quarter. No, it's the fourth quarter, and it was a 2-point ball game. Nicholls unable to get the win, but making a serious statement for Southland Conference, going to Georgia and playing a 26-24 ball game.
And now at fourth down, are they going to go for it here?
They are going to go for this.
The offense is on the field. 2 receivers near side.
Keep an eye on Watts in the slot down here at the bottom of the screen.
How many blue shirts are going to come? There's 7 at the line of scrimmage. 5 of them come. 1 stays to spy. Hurts gets away from one, but can't get away from the other. Spilled back at the 42-yard line. And that's Nicholas Smith, one of the extra defensive backs, in to make the sack and the turnover on downs.
Nicholas Smith has been around the football when he's been on the field. When HBU has gone nickel, you can see him off the edge, not picked up. Great job by Manderville to drive Cook back into Hurts. But Smith was wide open coming to the quarterback. Excellent job with zone pressure there. Dropping Dolan to the field. He was on the right side. He dropped to the field, and then they brought Smith from the other side. Excellent zone blitz pressure there, called by the HBU defensive staff. Now, with 3:32 left in the game, TSU does have 2 timeouts left. A first down makes it really difficult for TSU. A couple of first downs will salt this one away.
So back to either shoulder for Tony Dawson. Give it to Adjton, the big H-back. He's still on the move. Look at that. Across the 35 and out to the 34-yard line for a pickup of 8. That should have been stopped at the 40-yard line.
Remember when it was 31 earlier? And they turned her and gave it to B.J. Kelly?
Yep.
You give it to the big guy, 240 pounds.
Look at him go.
Mev Adjton right there, picking up 8 yards.
Huge gain on first down.
You run the clock, you wear them down, you get a first down here, and it's trouble. Mike Haywood is waiting for his defense to get a stop so he can take first downs or take timeouts. He may not get there. I'd give it right back to him. Make him stop it.
Adjton on the right shoulder. There's the give. And the big man just piles his way forward right close to the first down marker. They're going to say the knee hit closer to the 33 than the 32. So he's going to be about a half a yard shy of the first down. But we're down to 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
Now that line judge is a lot closer to the game than I am and than we are from up here. I'm pretty sure that he got all the way out to the 32-yard line. But then again, I'm just looking to forward my agenda for bringing the fullback
back
play,
in the game, yes, I understand. Totally.
But again, it's 3rd and 1. This might be a good opportunity for Dawson to pull it out of there.
Adjton again. He's got the first down as he'll stand up inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And big Mev Adjton.
3rd and 1.
Toting the mail.
You got a 240-pound back. Give him the football and keep running that clock. Points at this point don't matter.
No.
You don't need more points. You just need to see zeros on that clock. So a field goal, you don't even want to take the opportunity. Just keep running that clock all the way out.
Looks like some light rain starting to fall tonight here at Husky Stadium finally. We've got this one just about in. Adjton again. We'll get a couple of yards, and Mike Haywood forced to use the timeout now with 1:24 to go. You were hoping you could stop them on that 2nd down play and put them back a little bit, use it there, use it on 3rd down, and make them do something on 4th, and then have more time to work with. But when they made that first down, the task just got a lot steeper for TSU.
Absolutely. Tom, I got to say, really impressed with, and I think about an offense like the layers of an onion. You keep peeling back the layers of an onion.
Right.
That's sort of what we've done tonight with HBU's offense. We sort of kept peeling back layers. First it was Terrence Peters running the football. Then it was Dawson to Lewis on the slant routes.
Right.
Then we're going to throw some of the quick screens out to Hall and see what he can do. Then you went back to Peters. And then you're able to pound it late in the game with a 240-pound back. That's what you want out of an offense, that you keep peeling back the layers and keep showing different aspects of your game when you need it. This is the 4-minute offense. This is what we talk about, 4-minute offense. Grind this clock out. You've got the perfect running back to be able to do that, and TSU with only one more timeout left.
Adson will be on the right shoulder. 2nd down and 8. He's got it again. Just lowers himself to the ground and darts inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. And Mike Haywood has to burn his final timeout with 1:22 left.
Final timeout.
So we're going to look at 3rd down and 5 from the 24-yard line. Even if they don't get the 1st down, the play clock is going to drift to about 45 seconds before our 4th down snap takes place, regardless if it's an offensive play or a field goal attempt.
I don't even know that I mess with a field goal. You've missed 2 field goals already tonight. The second one he hit was a knuckleball that really didn't get high up off the ground. So I don't even know that I take the chance, Tom. I think I run twice, whether it's
give it to
Adson
or whoever.
Or whomever. Maybe Dawson pulls one out on a zone read. I don't know. But we've seen plenty of plays tonight. You want to check out bigplaytracker.com. Go check it out because you can follow along the game with all the big plays that have happened. And our big play tracker score, Michael, what do we got? What's
27-20. And the game score is 24-20. So it's just about right on target.
That's pretty good. You got to go check it out. If you like the game inside the game, bigplaytracker.com is for you.
Big 3rd down. Adson again. Got underneath the first man and dives close to the 20-yard line. He's going to be shy of the 1st down by about a yard.
No field goal. Let that clock run down. Call your timeout. And then call your best 4th and 1 play, which is hand the ball to your fullback.
Yes, there you go.
So there's 15 seconds on the clock. They could probably run it down to about 38, 37 seconds on the clock. You'll see Coach Shealy take a timeout.
He will take the timeout when he gets to 1.
Yep.
Now we're down to 3-2, and there's the whistle for the timeout. 38 seconds left in the game. But regardless of how this 4th down works out, you have to like the HBU Huskies' chances to salt away their first win of the season in a really hard-fought, entertaining ball game tonight here at Husky Stadium with their crosstown rivals, the TSU Tigers.
I heard a fan say that was a terrible spot. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I certainly thought he got beyond the marker. The marker's at about the 19-yard line.
Right.
So it's a true 4th and 1. There are a number of different things you can do here. You can double cadence to try and draw them offside. You can turn and hand it to your fullback who has carried it for about the last 8 plays. Get a look at this right here. Look like Adson has got more.
He's underneath.
Now watch him
going
extend.
to the ground.
Like his knee never hit the ground, and the ball is out beyond the 20-yard line at a minimum.
Saw Wesley Lewis saying it's 1st down, but the officials weren't buying it.
His knee never hit the ground. Now again, you pick up 36 inches and it's a moot point.
So here we go. Thank you to our referee Eddie Kelly for making sure everybody knew the play had been whistled in.
Well, his whistle works, his mic might not.
Adson with a carry, the 1st down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, and that should seal the deal for the HBU Huskies.
When you talk about a 4-minute offense, this is exactly what you want to do. There's 2-3 minutes left in the game, and you just want to pound the big fella. That's it. This was textbook. You just turned and handed it to 32. I don't know how many times he's carried it, but they just turned and handed it to him about the last 7 or 8 plays. And that is a big 1st down. And this clock is going to run out. Congratulations to HBU, but Tom, what a football game we had.
Well, I tell you what, if this is the first chapter in what could be a long-standing rivalry, we got another good football rivalry here in the city of Houston.
Man, this was fun.
The HBU Huskies with a 24-20 victory over the TSU Tigers in their first ever matchup here at Husky Stadium. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
Ready. Hey, this is as far as I can
Yo.
go.
Yeah, let's do it right here. Yes.
Power. No one can stand. Never mind.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay.
Here he is, here he is, here he is.
All right, so no more breaks. We go from him to us to out. Okay.
Good game, man.
Final score tonight at Husky Stadium, HBU 24 and TSU 20. Time now for our player of the game interview, and standing by on the field is Jeff Power.
Joined now by the man of the hour, Terrence Peters, 155 yards rushing. That's a career high here at HBU, school record, plus that big 51-yard touchdown. Put that sucker in place.
Yes, sir. It was a great job on my offensive line. We played great tonight. It was a tough battle. The opposite team played great tonight, too. But we just kept pushing, we didn't give up, and just my receivers made a great block on that last play and got the lead and finally got the W.
Tell me about that play. What was the call? Tell me what broke open for you down the side.
Well, the entire drive we kept giving them a motion, just to get the defense flowing to the other side, and then we finally hit them with a counter. And the counter played out perfectly. The entire defense on the left side, and the counter just played out. The receiver gave a great block downfield. I just had to be patient and hit the crease, and it was open.
Terrence, between you, B.J. Kelly, and also Craig Bell, that's a great tandem of running backs here at HBU. That's kind of the future, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir. It's a great job. We're all in the same class. We've been grinding in practice together, and every week we compete against each other. We just keep each other up, and we know we have a backup. So every person that gets in is going to do something with the ball.
Terrence Peters, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Big win tonight for HBU. Let's send it back upstairs.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. And again, the numbers on Peters, 14 carries, 155 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner from 51 yards out. And he's exactly right, because they ran jet sweep the previous 2 plays. They faked the jet sweep motion and come back to Peters and opened up the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was about 3 inches from touching the white sideline and burst off that right foot and hit it from about the 20-yard line going in. Man, what a run to seal this thing. We saw some really good running back play. Tyler Cook on TSU side, Terrence Peters. What a whale football game. Austin Watts played well for TSU. But, partner, we had a good time, man. This was a great football game, and congratulations to HBU, and best of luck to both teams the rest of the way.
And HBU back at home again next week, right here in front of the fans at Husky Stadium. So hope they'll come out and take loan to this one. 24-20 is our final score tonight. So for Jeff Power, Ashley Pendergraft, John Harris, and our entire crew, Tom Franklin saying so long from Husky Stadium. We'll see you next time, where HBU is a winner tonight.